Lose your mind and then you find it and get buried underneath the happiness, the pain, and you be getting no relief. What the fuck am I saying? All you faggots paying attention. God blessed you with ears, but you idiots never listen. I guess in what I'm saying, since there is no comprehension, my bleeding heart fell apart, let it be your intervention. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I sit back and I reflect and I think about the past. It's set in stone, I have to view it through the glass. Made a lot of mistakes, I'm learning to adapt. I sit alone and
sorry you guys are late. I tried to get you all here on time, but...
And in the further back, see me playing catch up in the days of sin, wonder how my days really know.
What's up, Beer Man? Welcome. I am the Beer Man.
Had to lose my brother to learn the value of relationships. I can't forget. I take myself.
Where you guys been? Why'd you guys keep me waiting so long? Honestly, that's one question I had.
I keep telling you, I've got a couple screws loose, but you refuse to believe the things.
I saw a little bit of Frog News, but that was about it. By the way, we're 1,800 subs. Thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it.
Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I am back, I am better than ever. I survived a little storm and kept my own shit together. But aside my desperation, I was seeking desperate measures. There's a change up in the season, and I'm just a little weathered. There's a thin line between happiness and misery. Pursue the truth, life is not a fucking mystery. Get a clue, common sense is not your enemy. I was just like you, concerned with just the victory. I used to be a hothead, got a firm grip on my temper.
How's everybody doing tonight? You guys getting by, I guess?
Seems to be my motivator. I'm the type to shoot first and ask the questions later. Can't tell me nothing.
I've been out there doing a crash test derby, I guess, with an airplane. A brand new stealth bomber. That is no more. It is crashed. But I can proudly say that I can fly a RC airplane again. I made it far enough. I mean, it ended up crashing, but that we had broke it so many times the thing couldn't be flown anyways. The meat hammers in the chat.
Lose your mind with me. Yeah. I've been through a lot of shit. Seems like I got a new outlook.
A wheelchair ramp. They just push him to his plane. I don't think he actually... I don't think he rides the wheelchair on the plane.
Never wake up the bitter coughing out my sheets. Yeah, I gotta keep my head straight. No time to lose my mind. The past is not exist to bring the need.
You know who we haven't checked on in a while is Charlie Ward. I seen Charlie and Frogs last night. It was funny. Yeah, I was in and out of there, messing around with the frogs, the Froggets.
On a new path, my life is on the right track. I finally got a tight grasp, and you're all about to feel the red. A brand new flow. Still don't give a fuck.
That's right. Let's get them live, Jay Reese. I've been waiting forever on you. Now you're teamed up with Tony doing some weird shit over there.
My heart's grown cold. My soul's got a lot to see. I got a brand new rhythm. It's a brand new me. I used to plan for the worst, and now I hope for the best. Watch me move around the curse like I'm fucking playing chess. I invested in the pressure that I kept in my chest. And I learned how to use it like a bulletproof vest. Yeah, I used to read comic books and mind tripping fantasy. You know the open doors, just an exit from reality. Sitting on the sidelines, I opened up my eyes. There was no need for compromise, no need for my
Welcome everybody. Just getting started. Running late. I'll excuse it this time, but next time you guys better be on time, okay? That's about tired of that shit. I can now fly an RC plane. I built a flying wing, like a Delta top, so the elevator and the ailerons are the same thing. So you got ailerons, or elevators. No, ailerons, and I learned how to fly. I finally got it up, made a couple bank turns, flew it back over to me. actually did well. So now I'm ready to move back to the Corsair. I'm going to build another one of those flying wings because that sumbitch was fun, but got to get the Corsair going too. You ain't been here. I've been live for almost 2 hours. Look at the clock. I don't know why it's counting down. It should be going up. My nephew's here, Ginger Baby. He's a genetic mutant and mentally handicapped. So if you hear him, he's here. So next time we go out, I'm ready to start recording so I don't look like an idiot. Man, we crashed so many times trying to dial the plane in. He's got a drone. I flew the shit out of his drone. That was fun. Been out of town, Mark. Where you been? You were busy saving kids from tunnels? Oh no. Alright, let's change the music to our intro music that no one likes, but everybody's got to listen to. Here we go.
Wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files.
That's Jason Q.
Stop. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This mom's an alcoholic. Give me a... Oh, my God.
Oh, man, did the titles not update? Hold on. They didn't update. Why is it doing that? Or did I share the wrong link? Yeah, I shared the wrong link. I shared the misguided adventures of Beer Man.
Down goes Nino.
And I should have shared Y'all Are Late.
On the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders. They ringing his bell.
There's a mad weed scientist. That's John.
Research, they rework and copy on Cox that came first, ninth and second string. And
look at this photograph.
His assholes throwing bullshit, sending bronze to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reasons with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird, motherfuckers out here
busting the grifts.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. It's the off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you...
For any reason, then I guess I will have to just stop watching Rita not in Facebook jail. So why can't she find you on her Facebook? Oh, I don't know. No, I don't. I wouldn't have banned Rita. I don't.
You're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's.
I don't know what peeps want to ignore me means. I don't see every message, but I try. All right, here we go, guys. Well, maybe. Animation software.
If this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you
don't look at my thumbs.
Balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them.
No, I like Rita. Rita's not banned.
You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go. I think I started some shit.
Sorry, I gotta restart the animation software. It didn't work.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6 cents for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus.
Mark's been running hot rails. Well, that means something else where I live.
To profit off of gossip, worshiping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit, swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, aliens say.
What's up? What's up? I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional, complete with the Meat Hammer glasses. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate it, guys. I guess we're going to get started. I've been out crashing airplanes. My nephew's here. I helped him figure out how to fly his drone. He's got a drone that he just started flying, and I'm a pretty decent drone pilot. I'm just kind of rusty on the old airplane, but I got it going. We destroyed it, blah blah blah. And since then, I had to get the 3D printer started on some new parts so I could get that shit going. It's just had a bunch of stuff going on. Sorry that I'm late, but I'll probably stay a little bit later and try to make it up to you. What else we got going on? If you want to support the show, make sure you like and share. No matter where you're watching at, make sure you're subscribed to the page or like the YouTube or the Facebook page. If you want to go above and beyond liking and sharing, you're welcome to leave a cash tip. That'll be done at cultclub.com. It redirects to Stream Elements. Cultclub.com, KULTKLUB. Make sure you type in a message. It'll read it aloud, or I'll read it. If you're coming from Facebook, though, it's hard to make that website work. So go to buymeacoffee.com/cold beer. buymeacoffee.com/cold beer, where you can buy me a beer. Leave a message there too, and I'll read it as it comes in. Make sure you check those out. I appreciate all that. There'll be a bot that pops up randomly throughout the show that just tells you how to donate, how to do that. Join our Telegram if you want to be part of the group. We got a Discord as well, and we have merch available now. That'll pop up too in the chat bot. It's cultclub.com/merch. We got t-shirts, stickers. The t-shirts are U.S. only. The stickers go worldwide. Let's see if I can get that bot started for you, and then that takes care of all our housekeeping. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, I'm sorry I'm late. We'll try to stay a little bit longer and make it up tonight, past midnight. We'll check out a couple different things. I saw you guys mention something about Scott. I guess somebody emailed Scott and made him mad. I don't know. We'll check that out. But first, I haven't seen Charlie Ward in a while. So I thought, who better than Charlie Ward to start it off with? It's been a little bit. So you might as well check out Charlie and see what he's up to. So I grabbed a video of Charlie with the Honorable Mel Krell. Let's check it out. Oh, there's the intro we know and love.
Hi guys, just to let you know, we've got a brand new website, drcharlieward.com, where all our videos will be loaded over the next few weeks, and you'll be able to view all of those there's no charge for watching any of those. We've moved them all onto our own platform because all the doctor ones, which are very, very important, have been taken down. So we've now got control over those, but every single video we post will be free to watch. That's very important for you to know. The other thing is we're getting an awful lot of people asking us about gold and silver. And I've always been an advocate of
Let me check the Facebook page and make sure somebody didn't accidentally get banned. But I would have never banned Rita.
So I'm just going to tell you what I've
I like Rita a lot.
Done. I've personally bought gold and silver.
I just thought she stopped watching, honestly. I knew she was in jail, but I thought she stopped watching after that.
Below here. They've always looked after me well. And if you order from them more than £250 worth, you get a free 1 ounce silver coin, which is very, very nice. It's a nice little gift. But this is not an endorsement. This is
no, she's definitely not banned.
And it's up to you. It's your choice. As
I think Facebook just hides my posts from people.
What I have done personally, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy watching all of my videos. Thank you.
Yeah. How is so how
Here
are
we go. Mel Krell.
Well, we hear that on the 8th, the end of this week,
right,
the state of emergency has to end because there's no war. So unless they can think of a way to start a war, then the state of emergency is over. So Is
Mel's nose, like, I think she's beautiful and brave and awesome and and probably one of my favorite female characters from Modern Life. And she's amazing and probably a good cook and a good listener, because I can't make fun of anything intrinsically wrong with her. I'm not allowed to do that. But just an observation, is her nose getting flatter on the end? It's like a serving tray.
Mandatory lockdowns and the mask and all that will disappear.
Yep.
But look, this weekend that's just gone, Mayday.
Mayday.
Sunday, Monday. I've had long conference calls this morning with the team.
Right.
Lots of things
that doesn't exist
happened over the weekend. It's quite interesting, Mel.
Right.
It's all planning out very different to what I thought it would. I thought that when the switch was flicked, the world would wake up and see what was going on. But it seems very much like that those that are the chosen ones will see it.
Right.
And the rest won't.
Should be getting longer.
They will learn it over a period of time.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just so many anomalies and so many things that are going on that are sure signs that things are moving forward. But there's too many people stuck in the matrix. I mean, that's just the facts at this point. And a lot has been going on. But again, there's what, like you just said, if they can start a war, well, God knows they're trying.
But they're trying.
Oh, they're trying. Here we go.
Right now in Arizona. I mean, the desperation is off the scale. That in itself must wake people up.
I agree 100%. The biggest takeaway is the media is losing their minds over it. Yeah. And, we have Mark Elias with Perkins Coie and the old DNC lawfare folk. And apparently they're buzzing the area. They're taking down license plates. They're going after workers. I mean, somehow there's some kind of carnival that just came in next door. We know there's Antifa, Black Lives Matter down there, but it looks terrible. It looks terrible. It's so embarrassing what they're saying. And what's even worse is the arrogance and the just complete and total disregard for
the disregard
for the people
makes
of
sense.
Arizona. They drag out Cindy McCain yesterday. Like, we don't know all about her husband and what really went on and what it's been going on for decades in Arizona with the cartels and the trafficking and all of that, to say, oh, it's over, it's ludicrous. Well, like Cindy McCain has anything to offer us. It's so pathetic at this point. But like you said, even people that aren't involved keep saying, well, if there's nothing to hide, why are they going so crazy?
Yeah, exactly right.
There's a lot to hide.
Over 1,000 lawyers.
It's so stupid. The truth is, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
And again, they're forgetting again that this is a constitutional republic, and the people of Arizona have every right to have an audit, which is what they want. And it's not going to just be them. We're going to see this week, but of course they're trying to cheat the audit in New Hampshire, it looks like. So the people are going to step in tonight. There's a big meeting.
Oh God!
They're picking auditors if they
I hope not.
that are connected. The good part is, even though Newsmax pulled a totally lame move and retracted their thing about Dominion, but what is coming out is that the CEO of Dominion testified and lied. Everything that he said was a lie. Yep. I don't know if you saw Jovan Pulitzer. I had him on my show. He's a great guy. He's so funny and brilliant. He went through the whole thing. I mean, there is no doubt that there was foreign interference that was facilitated by American citizens helping out, which would then make them enemy combatants. We have this bizarre thing happening in D.C. that I don't know if people are paying attention to, but there's all kinds of military vehicles and ambulances and all this stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
That, doesn't make any sense.
So Frogman Doug told us that the ambulances, the military, and all the stuff that's going on in D.C. Now, this is not me. This is Frogman Doug. But Frogman Doug says that was an energy weapon that was made up completely of plasma. That was a plasma attack, like blood plasma, or like plasma, the state of matter. It's not a solid or a gas. Plasma attack. Or a liquid, I guess.
Patriot, citizen journalists on the ground. And everyone continues to play along with this race stuff. And like you just said about this past weekend, a lot of people in America, because our media is so terrible, think that Antifa and Black Lives Matter is an American thing. No, there were Antifa and Black Lives Matter riots all over the world this weekend. And if people think that this isn't coordinated by the deep state, which is international, then you know, they're just not willing to look beyond their noses, or I don't know who's watching CNN and MSNBC at this point, but I guess people are. So,
sure.
I've got one very small piece of the puzzle, which might give you a clearer picture about Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Because this morning I was speaking to a young lady who was flown into Washington, D.C. on a military plane.
Oh, no.
For a military tribunal.
Oh, no.
DC,
who's getting tribuned? Oh, no.
House.
Right.
She was there as a witness to identify from photographs Joe Biden and George Soros. So there's a military tribunal within the White House right now. So when we heard about these senators and members of Congress that had been arrested and were in the White House, that is 100% true. It's being used as a prison to keep them in. That's why the walls around the outside. But we now know that it's a military tribunal as well, because we've spoken to somebody who's been in there as a witness.
Yep, makes sense.
Well, you know, I mean, that would make sense. Another person that I interact with said that they were blocking off the entire, basically that whole part of D.C. where the White House was completely blocked off. They weren't letting anyone park around there. You can see all these buses, the military type buses out there, and none of it makes sense. So
got a cold chill
is going on there. It certainly is not business as usual.
Didn't you hear him? It's a military tribunal. Did he stutter?
And it's like a ghost town. When that guy, one of the guys on the ground, Richard, citizen journalist, it's crazy. So none of it makes sense. The worst part is, first of all, I do think that we are going to see some action this week in terms of some truth coming out. What happened with Rudy Giuliani is very confusing. Even people that aren't really in the know are watching it thinking, none of this makes sense. None of it. And the two things that have come out of it are they're trying to find a crime. First of all, it's all about Ukraine. So if people don't understand, I've been saying for 3 weeks, when did Ukraine become so important to the planet?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. It was manufactured in the 2014.
Who's getting tribuned?
That was orchestrated by Obama, Soros, Biden, Neto, the Clintons, whatever. They put in that guy that's a total, one of their puppets. But every single person involved in Ukraine that they're going after with Giuliani are the people that were exposing the actual crimes of Obama, Biden, and that whole crew, especially Biden's son. So, I mean, if you're completely brainwashed, you're looking at it one way. To think that anyone in America would cheer on the criminal attempts to go after Rudy Giuliani says to me, anti-American, just completely given up on this country. The man has been an icon.
What the hell's was it auto-pausing?
People are very disappointed about, I guess, what happened after the election and all that. Even still, the persecution of Rudy Giuliani should be waking everyone up.
That's right, Sean.
Part of me thinks it's, again, part of the show, because the truth of the matter is he ran the Southern District of New York. They come knocking on his door at 7 a.m. or whatever, whole bunch of FBI guys with a warrant not a subpoena, a warrant for all his electronic devices, but leave the Hunter Biden hard drives, which again, it should make people say, why? What would that be about? And then two, they're looking for a crime again. But we know who did violate the Logan Act, who is a traitor, and
Who's that?
Commit sedition. We have
I wonder.
That would be John Kerry. And
Oh.
in his life that he's done such a thing. We also know he's deep cabal, skull and bones, somehow is the climate czar.
Subpoenas?
Because of his lifestyle.
Like nuclear penas?
His close ties with Iran and the Muslim Brotherhood.
Sounds very scary.
And on top of all of that, while Trump was in office, Trump told us John Kerry's a traitor. He's committed treason. And this was 2 years ago. So now we're seeing this play out. And the truth of the matter is, you know this and I know this, the whole Ukrainian impeachment was a farce because that woman, Yovanovitch, that they claim Rudy advised Trump to get rid of, is a corrupt player. So much nefarious stuff was coming out of Ukraine, including trafficking, a lot of it, and of children. And there's all the connections with adrenochrome in Ukraine. So all I know is that, again, all I can think is we are watching a movie because none of it makes sense. And it's certainly not legal what they did to Giuliani. Not even close.
Also, it's the base of the Khazarian mafia, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Ukraine. So there's so much there. And they always try and politicize everything to try and turn it around. And what we're seeing now is they're using every single tactic in the world available to them, because they're about to be exposed. You know, the desperation that they're showing now. CNN, that woman on CNN, it reeks of desperation. And the people that know what's going on are very, very calm because they know the truth's coming out.
True.
And the people that are on the dark side that are being exposed are all over the place. I mean,
right.
They're showing themselves. You don't need to be a body language specialist or a psychologist.
What's he going for here?
Right.
You know, between two different types of people. Those that are very calm about what's going on.
Hold on, just a second. I'm going to back up because I don't even think he knows where this sentence is going to end up when he starts it. It just keeps falling out of his mouth. I felt like when I'm talking to my dog and it just like stares at me. I even tilted my head. I didn't get any of this.
They're showing themselves. You don't need to be. Now is they use
in Ukraine. So all I know is that again, all I can think is we are watching a movie because none of it makes sense, and it's certainly not legal what they did to Giuliani.
That's right. More cowbell.
Also, it's the base of the Khazarian mafia, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm just saying she's got a pretty Khazarian nose to begin with.
They always try and politicize everything to try and turn it around. And what we're seeing now is they're using every single tactic in the world available to them because they're about to be exposed. You know, the desperation that they're showing now. CNN, that woman on CNN, it reeks of desperation. And the people that know what's going on are very, very calm because they know the truth's coming out.
True.
And the people that are on the dark side that are being exposed are all over the place. I mean,
right.
They're showing themselves. You don't need to be a body language specialist or a psychologist to see the difference.
Right.
You know, between two different types of people. Those that are very calm about what's going on and those that are absolutely stressed to the eyeballs with what's going on. I don't know do you know what the time frame is for Arizona for the
Well, they've apparently they're going faster than they planned, and at first they said 6 weeks, but now they've doubled their staff and they've brought in more. They're done with the machines, so that's fast. The numbers already coming out, unconfirmed, but coming out would overturn the election. And the biggest part of all
of course, you're telling me that unconfirmed numbers that someone probably just made up and sent out there are actually the numbers that you're looking for? Imagine. Why would they fucking tell you anything if it wasn't? Oh, the number's 6. Those are unconfirmed, but I wanted to get them out there, get ahead of the story. The number's 6.
that it's looking like instead of 6 weeks, we're talking about a couple of weeks. Still, I think the whole point is if they found enough cheating, then they cheated.
Yeah.
So it's not, I think it's more a public opinion situation that it's coming down to, which we always knew it would have to. And Trump spoke at Mar-a-Lago this weekend, just off the cuff, but saying what we all know. And the more that they scream and shout on the other side, the more people that aren't engaged. The sad truth is that there are a lot of people who did not vote at all. And those people who did not vote at all are the most important people in this mess right now, because they're the ones that many people that didn't vote at all think that voting is a joke, that the whole system is corrupt, that they, it doesn't matter. Or
that's right. Tell them now.
Apathetic about
corruption,
America, but they're not apathetic now.
No.
100 days into Biden, there's no apathy left. And what we are watching though is.
I heard them come out with some numbers, Becky. It was like crazy though. It was like the first day they come out and said, 280,000 or some shit. It was horrible.
More excess gold than they've ever had before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where is the gold coming from? But we know you and I know where the gold's coming from, and also the truth is that everyone's pulling away from the central.
Sure, but look how much time they've had to fix all that.
The Great Reset.
I don't think you're going to get a whole lot.
I've been saying for a while now. The big thing that we've done, I think, me and you, especially over the last year, is identify the enemy, the internet. And again, it's America the way that we are, and that our media and our entertainment industry and and our corporations, obviously, which really aren't our corporations. That's a farce. They've lost the narrative, in my opinion, at this point. And people are finally waking up, I believe, to the fact that it's we the people versus someone. But I think you and I and a bunch of people that we work with have really identified who the someone is, and they're no longer in the shadows. Even if most people don't get it, they get that it's not Joe Biden and the Democratic Marxists running this country. It's somebody well above them, which is the central bank cabal and the whatever's left of the Illuminati bloodlines and all of that. But it's just becoming increasingly obvious to everyone basically on the planet that we all share the same enemy, the same destructive force that has kept all of our countries down. And I'm just watching humanity come together like never before, which we always thought would be the reverse of what they wanted. And every day it's good. The Klaus Schwab, I'm not sure that he's really still there because he's such an international criminal. It's unreal. But still, they keep doubling down, and people are getting it. Anyone who still thinks the Great Reset and the plans for humanity is a conspiracy theory is just not. They can't be relevant. Fine, and they can follow along.
Yeah, there you go.
Next. But thank God to a lot of truth.
You're not relevant.
Everyone knows
losers.
Was the plan, and isn't going to happen. So I think that's the best part of it. Plus the COVID narrative falling apart on all sides. No matter how hard they try to hold on to it, it's the numbers. The facts don't meet the narrative anywhere.
No, there is in Europe now. There's over 1,000 lawyers that have got lawsuits against the governments around Europe, showing that the whole thing was a lie.
Yep.
And the problem is that the courts, because they're in bed together, are trying everything they can to stall these cases.
It's the same reason he can't come after us MI5, MI6 deep state folk.
What it will do is bring down every single government worldwide. Not most of them, all of them.
Right.
And it's very interesting when I was talking to people over the weekend about the structure of NESARA and GESARA. A lot of the spiritual people are saying the same thing, that it won't be a government run by Donald Trump. It'll be a team which fits into the narrative of NESARA. A group of people working together, and each state having their own people. And he was the catalyst that God used to bring this change.
Hold on just a second, guys. We got an interruption here. Give me just a minute to get it over here and get it pulled up. Late breaking. Right now, you guys are watching this live. Let's see if we can squeeze this in.
Oh, seems that we have breaking news. Ollie, are you there? Can you hear us? Ollie.
Here comes Ollie with that night news, with that night news, with that night news. Here comes Ollie with that night news, with that night news, with that night news. Here comes Ollie with that night news, with that night news, with that night news. Here comes Ollie with that night news, with that night news, with that night news.
There you go, buddy. It's your turn.
What?
Where's your 99 news?
I with 99 news.
Holly with the 99 news. That's right. Now what?
What? Where is that? Oh.
It just says how many people's watching. There's 100 people watching you. Say hi, 100 people.
Where is that Adele?
That's the numbers.
There's
There's chickens and hands waving to everybody. Hi.
Hi.
Good job. Send him more chickens. He needs chickens. He needs chickens stat. Stat chickens.
Hey, I want what Papa want. Papa want.
Let's try to see.
I try to see Papa want. I want to
Okay.
see Papa want.
Well, you can go see Bubba's room in a minute. Bubba's standing right there. Just do your thing. Chicken. Chicken. Did you go grocery shopping with Mom?
Yeah.
What'd you get? What'd you bring Daddy?
Say 400.
I heard Mommy found her Lifeline butter again. She has a reason to live. I haven't had none in a long time. Will you make me some toast in a minute? Wow, you gotta talk. That's enough chickens. You gotta talk. We gotta end. What'd you do today at school?
Jama Day.
All day.
Jama Day. Jama Day? What's Jama Day? What do you wear on Jama Day?
I know.
What do you wear to school on Jama Day?
It should be more chicken.
They don't want to send no more chickens. We gotta talk. We know you can say chicken. What else can you say? What about Jama Day?
All day.
What do you wear on Jama's Day?
Hedgehog pajama.
You wore Sonic Jamas?
What hedgehog one?
They're dirty
Tell them.
because you played it.
I've seen them before.
Don't I see more chicken?
Chickens, they talk.
What? Why say when we want what? Why is this more chicken when I try to talk?
I don't know.
Why is it
You ready to tell everybody bye?
What you buy?
Ollie with the
I will not know.
bye, buddy. Have a good night. Think about chickens. Alright, since we're running late, let's go ahead and knock this other one out. This is a special update of the Game Train.
Gotta play the MP3.
All aboard that game train. Hey. All aboard that game train.
You don't look fun at all, Skeletor.
I can dance better, but it's too cramped of an environment.
Let's go.
Okay, this is Liam with Game Train.
What's your name?
Liam with
What's the show name?
Game Train. You have
Show who?
show who? Show you.
Your shirt's on backwards.
Wait, no, it is.
How do you know?
Yes.
Yep, it's on backwards.
No, that's the back one.
Both are backwards. I think you're supposed to wear it sideways.
No.
This is look. Your arm goes in here, and your tiny chest goes in there.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so
Let's go.
today we're starting something different. We're starting a two-part series.
Oh no, the one-parters were long enough. Now a two-parter.
Yes, because I couldn't explain one without the other, or else you guys would get confused. So we're starting a two-parter on Apex, actually. Today, we're going to explain a game that has a lot of lore in Apex and came out in 2016, a long time ago, but it's still a really fun game and play it to this day. Now, Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 was released in 2016, which means I was like 4 or so. So I was busy being a dumb baby going to kindergarten and eating a quarter. So I will split this into parts. First, we'll cover the campaign. Now, the campaign is fun. You fight a bunch of leaders, like you fight a person named Viper who rocks this Titan named the North Star, which is a Titan that can fly and shoot missiles. And there's also Ash, who we'll actually talk about in the next part, but she uses a Titan called Robin, who uses a sword and can block stuff. And there's a bunch of different characters. Now, that's the basic campaign. You fight and you finish. You go with a Titan named BT, who is the bro, and you walk around with him. Oh, also, you witness your friend die, and you pick up his helmet, and the reason you're fighting all these people is to pursue his wish.
Not only are you getting further away from the mic, you're walking out of the camera, and I know you can see yourself. Stay in the middle, son. Okay. Scoot over to the middle. Now stay right there. I'm not going to chase you with the microphone, okay?
Okay. But you need to fulfill his destiny and wish, which is to destroy these people who were attacking us and trying to kill a bunch of people. Like they killed him, which you take his helmet, and your name is Jack Cooper, and Jack Cooper has to run all around and defeat all these people like Ash and Viper. Now we'll talk about the pilots, who are the people you play as. Now, there's a bunch of different abilities and guns you can equip to your pilot.
I thought you started this out as Apex Legends. Why are we on Titanfall?
No. Titanfall is connected to the lore of Apex. For example, you know Pathfinder, the robot from Apex? Yeah, people in Titanfall made him, and he's a Marvin, which you can actually find some on Olympus, the map. They're like these orange guys who give you loot, and Pathfinder's one of them. Also, Bangalore, that girl who can shoot smoke. She was also in the war of the robots, trying to destroy them in there. But anyways, now for the pilots, who also, yeah, the group of people you fight are called the Apex Predators, and the guy who gives out the the invitations to the Apex games is actually leader of the Apex Predators named Blisk. And that's it for now. We'll talk about the pilots. You can equip the different abilities, like you could go invisible, spawn clones, use stims, which make you go fast, and grapples. Personally, the best ability, in a lot of people's opinions and what I've seen from online, is the grapple, mostly because in Apex, you move slower than in Titanfall. Like, Titanfall has complex movement. Like, you'll be crouch jumping all over the place and grappling to the ground, then bouncing up. And it's a lot of fun just watching people go ham on this game and fly around. Okay, now for the Titans. There's Ion, who can... Yes, Ion's the guy with the machine gun, and he can shoot lasers. Now for Robin, who's the pilot Ash has.
Hold on. Denise, $10 into the cult. Thank you very much for that tip.
Liam, is Pac-Man cool? That's about all I know how to play. Profound heart.
Pac-Man cool. Pac-Man was cool back in the day. Have you seen like the Pizza Hut commercials with Pac-Man?
Still cool.
Yeah, Pac-Man's the round guy. He's round like pizza, and that's why I like him, because pizza. Okay.
Thank you, Denise.
Yeah, thanks for Denise. Okay. But the Titans, there's Ion, who can use his sword, and he's basically like Genji from Overwatch. Now there's Papa Scorch, who has a really good gun it's like a sniper, but it has fall off, and it's really good for damage. There's also a thermite grenade.
That's Therminonite.
Thermite is.
Therminonite's the way the Froggets say it.
No, that's how they pronounce it in Timefall and Apex. But he throws it and he makes like a firewall. And then for his core ability, which is his ultimate ability, he smashes down on the ground and sends a bunch of fire across the place. And there's also North Star, who can fly and shoot missiles with I don't know which gun she has, which is the Titan Viper pilots. But yeah, that's most of the Titans. And now on to probably the funnest part, the multiplayer. There is Pilot versus Pilot, which has no Titans. There's Last Titan Standing, which takes a long time. It's like a battle royale, but with only Titans. It's a lot of fun on Pilot versus Pilot. Also Capture the Flag, which I don't really need to explain. There's Strikeout, which is basically Pilot versus Pilot, but you have like lives, and you have to dive and run around. And in this game, you can also pick your guns. You don't have to pick them up like in Battle Royale style. For example, there's new guns and also old guns from Apex, but they came from this game. Some have changed, like the Mozambique is actually really good. The Alternator is actually really good. There's a new gun called the Carbine, I think.
Carbine.
No, the Carbine.
Carbine. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. That's the way you say it.
The Carbine. Which shoots like really fast and is really good guns, probably one of the best. There's Mozambique, which is actually really good in this game, and there's a bunch of different guns all from Apex.
When is the break to part 2?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay, let's get there. We can't do every gun.
But yeah, that's all for this game. I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I think that's all. And in the next part, we're talking about Season 9 of Apex, which I had to explain the Titanfall lore because the new character is based on Titanfall. And this is Liam with Game Train, and the arena awaits.
Oh, what's the arena? Oh, that's a cliffhanger, guys. The arena awaits. The arena awaits. Cliffhanger time. All right, let's go back over here, guys. All right, let's hop back into this Charlie Ward, Mel K. I know we need to check on Scott as well, but let's go ahead and knock this one out. Don't forget the arena is waiting, so be there. Or be horribly, horribly square, okay? I appreciate that. Let me turn back on the display capture. Boom, boom. Dun, fade in. Here we go.
Big science, big banking, big tech. They're all going to on each other. They're all connected. Again, like you and I say, there's one entity of people, very nefarious people, who believe that they are God and don't believe in the God that we believe in, and have been running the world.
Wow, she's just openly coming out for the Jews, huh?
And it can go on no more. But again, at the very top, the most disturbing.
I mean, Khazarians.
Yeah. And I am seeing things, good things in
How very observant of you, Melanie Krellstein.
America, you still also have your faction.
Wow.
You say something about Soros, they go after you, and it's just so ludicrous at this point and such a farce. But in other countries, they are pushing back. They're trying to get, they're calling out Soros and his NGOs, which are basically go into every one of these countries, do these color revolutions exactly like they did here this last year and a half. And then the country is completely destroyed. And these nefarious folks, they take their resources, they turn them into slaves, debt slaves. It becomes a trafficking hub, a drug hub. It's not that hard to see if you connect the dots. So the good news is I really seriously do think that by being so defensive and so ugly that they are burning down their own buildings. Yeah. And then we're seeing two things I thought were very interesting. Both Bill Maher and Jimmy Kimmel. Yep. I assume because we know both were involved in Epstein Island and a lot of other nefarious stuff in the Hollywood underbelly. Both have been coming out, and because their audiences are the most brainwashed, but both have been coming out with first. We had Maher talking about that the whole Russian thing was a lie. Yep. Which you hear on that side. We also had him come out saying the whole woke thing is a disaster. Yep. And then we have Mike Lindell on Jimmy Kimmel. And Kimmel tried to shame him or whatever, but Lindell's a man of God. He was at rock bottom. He found God. He built this company. He's such a likable guy, so nice. And he's doing this not for Donald Trump, but for truth and justice. And Kimmel kept trying. And I just kept thinking, God, Kimmel has so many skeletons in his own closet. To talk to this man only made him look terrible. And you know what? He got out the information.
Easy. A bad nose job keeps getting worse.
That wasn't completely orchestrated. Because, I mean, Kimmel knew what was going to happen if he came on the show. You know about that old video with Barack Obama and somebody else that was years ago on Christmas. And they were saying all kinds of weird comms. I can't believe that this is not, again, part of it. Those two right now stepping up with like some real truth bombs that they would prefer people not to know doesn't really fit their regular MO prior. And from what I'm hearing, Hollywood is a ghost town as well. So
they're petrified. I was talking to a number of different people, and none more so than Jim Caviezel. And they're now going,
oh, God.
Jim has made up this word adrenochrome. It's not a real word. You're making it up.
Right.
And
it's not the first time they've gone after him.
No. And he said, well, if it's completely made up, then you have nothing to worry about, do you? Why are you going after me?
Yep. Well, the only reason I we all know it's not made up. Okay. It's
we know it's not, and it's very interesting. If it's made up, why are they selling it on Alibaba?
No, I know, but it's not made up. Everyone in Hollywood knows about everyone in Hollywood. Everyone in Hollywood with power knows.
Yeah. Because you idiots would buy anything if I labeled it the right way.
The Satanists, everyone in Hollywood as well, just like in DC or corporate America, they're very obvious once you connect the dots who's involved. Yeah. It's way past that point. And then we have this bizarre. Do you see that bizarre picture of Ghislaine Maxwell with a black eye, real up close? There was some kind of calm in that, because what I heard a while ago is that she made a deal a long time ago.
She did.
That the whole thing with her is a show, and that from a report that I saw, she came in a SUV and left. Mm-hmm. Well, that's to where and from where. So we have that, and I've been telling everyone for a long time that they have 10,000 hours of blackmail from Epstein's different locations that they have, and who's on that. So it's not that nothing is happening, and there's a lot of talk about, like you said, the military tribunals and all of that. But we're at a point where there's certain characters that just are gone, and to not question where they are, and all these big fights go. You have like the fake Schiff pop out this week. He's writing a book somehow, and all this stuff, and we have John Podesta made a quote this week, and Hillary made a quote this week. Yeah, prove it. That's what I say at this point.
Well, we had somebody the other day because I
prove it. Oh, you got to prove. You got to prove they made a quote. You got to prove them.
Somebody said to him, well, she can't be. She tweeted. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the mentality. It's like rocks in their head. I mean, it's you can only do so much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we have some kind of bizarre event happening this week at the Vatican with the CGI Pope, and yes. So they're having some kind of bizarre thing that if you cut it down to size, it's got everything to do with Moloch and zero to do with God. Yeah. So how long can you? It's like a biblical thing. It's like
makes sense.
How long can you mock the people? How long can you mock God and think you can get away with it? Mm-hmm. I would say
prove it. Prove we're mocking God. Prove it has something to do with Moloch. Prove it. Prove it. I want to see you quote it, and then I want to see you prove that it was your quote. Let's go.
Time's up. Because it's the sheer mockery, and then all this stuff coming out in America about the fetal tissue and the it's disgusting, and what they're really doing with Planned Parenthood and the abortion business and all of that stuff, and then we know about the experimentation. It's just, and then they're making half monkey, half human embryo. I mean, like it's gone so beyond the pale.
I'm reading plenty of chat. I'm done having kids.
And they're just not paying attention.
No, I totally agree. But that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people that are just completely and utterly brainwashed. And it's going to be incredible. The more brainwashed they are, the more less willing they are to open their mind up and look at truth, the harder their journey is going to be to recover.
Yeah, I feel that way too. That's why I've been saying a lot more lately that it's more about the healing on the other side. We kind of have to shift our gears to the next level. And that's why, you know, the people that have been revealing themselves as evil, you know, as not in the mission for God or country or justice or, you know, for all that is good for humanity, they're becoming irrelevant. It doesn't suit, if the purpose is higher, the purpose is clear, you don't detract. So for me, I just feel more and more confident in God. And
is the C, Melk is the C. Is the C silent and Jewish?
One of the things that makes me smile through this whole journey is the realization that God's got a wicked sense of humor.
Yeah, he always has. He always has.
Yeah.
And, you know, the more you listen to some of the alternative stuff out there, the more clear it is that God is fully in control and that evil is being exposed everywhere, all over the world. And we're more connected than ever as a species on this planet. And that's the beauty part. Because like I said, people saw, or if they wanted to see, that this Antifa Black Lives Matter thing is worldwide. Mm-hmm. Well, if it's worldwide, then it was coordinated. If it was coordinated, by whom? If you track by whom it was coordinated, you will find yourself at Wuhan Lab.
Yep.
So, I mean, how many coincidences till it's mathematically impossible?
Yeah.
And don't forget that Epstein was involved in all of that too, because he was funding Lieber from Harvard, who was arrested a long time ago in connection with all of this.
Yep.
So, you know, to think that
it makes sense.
Extradition to California for his cases there. We still have an unresolved NXIVM case. Mm-hmm. The second defendant, Allison Mack, still hasn't been sentenced. We still, you know, we have a Bronfman in prison who wants out. We have wherever Ghislaine Maxwell is, and we have Epstein, and then we have all these other people that have been arrested along the way. That lawyer Nassif, who was a witness in the Mueller thing, and also on Epstein Island, a pedophile. And we have several out there with cases. We've had a bunch of bankers arrested, and it's all connected. My only issue right now is praying that the Southern District of New York has gone straight, because they've been they're the ones who went in with Giuliani. They've been, oddly enough, the Southern District of New York is almost more powerful than the DC courts. So,
oh wow,
the one that's sitting on all these cases.
Sure.
Huawei, Epstein, all of that. But don't forget, we still have the prosecution going on of Little St. James in the Virgin Islands. So nobody's talking about that. And just to me, I've always thought the Epstein case connects it all. And that's so, you know, we're waiting for that. I am assured that Durham is real, though I keep saying, where's Durham? At any time, Durham could bring down the whole thing. I mean, we all know about Russiagate. So that's why I always think of you in my head and think this has to be pantomime.
It is pantomime. And you're thinking of me.
It is pantomime. None of it's real.
True story.
You're worried about something that's not happening. Okay.
So all of the evidence is out there. And I just think it was a big, I don't know. I have a lot of questions about the Giuliani thing because, again, you know, and there's no planet where Hunter Biden should be a free man. There's no explanation to this situation. I mean, even Tucker Carlson said on his show last week, there's child porn on his laptop. Do you think that Tucker Carlson would say that if he didn't know that there was for sure? No way. No way. Not at this point.
This is why it's all pantomime. You know, if you go to Giuliani's house and Giuliani says, "Would you like Hunter Biden's laptop with a hard drive of it?" and they go, "No, certainly not, thank you." It can't be real. It has to be pantomime. There's not one investigating officer that would turn down the chance of just a little look at Hunter Biden's laptop.
Well, don't forget what they've been sitting on this whole time. Hillary's stuff and Wiener's laptop.
That's right. Sit on Hillary.
What we see are the rogue FBI agents. But as we've been told from the very start, there's a lot more good than bad. And I have a lot of, my parents saw General Flynn last week in West Palm Beach. And, you know, the truth of the matter is these guys are very confident. They're not, and as we know, General Flynn from the very start is, you know, knows where the bodies are buried. We've never seen.
Oh, God.
We haven't seen Jeff Sessions in forever, who I believe is very involved in all of this. And the original military picture from the day that he said, "What storm, sir?" and Trump said, "You'll see," have all been.
Oh, that makes sense.
That are supposedly running our country, you know, but we're never seeing all the other ones that have been involved in this entire thing. That's why, and you know, I believe that the election stuff that's happening all over the world is all a sting. It's all the same people, obviously, and we're watching all these negotiations going on without NATO, who works for the one world government, not for any of our countries, and the EU, and they're passing these sanctions, but the countries that they're doing this to don't care. It's like, if you're watching the story from one point of view, the stupid narrative that the mainstream media gives, fine. But if you're watching it from the different locales where this is happening, they just stopped a color revolution coup that they were going to assassinate the president of Belarus.
Mhm.
and it wasn't even in the paper or anything. And then they just postponed the elections in the Palestinian territory.
Yeah.
The first elections in 15 years.
Mhm.
So, that's going on. And then, what happened in Iran is that the IRGC went in and raided Rouhani and Zarif.
Yeah.
So if people
See, there's the real intel.
that the powers that be are being hunted down and are being caught, then they just aren't seeing that they're
Charlie's going to sleep.
1,000% sure that there's an alliance in all of these countries. There's also all kinds of stuff going on in Israel and all these nations. Australia's now pulling out of the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah.
Many things are happening that lead to the signs of what we've been saying this whole time, which is that we're freeing humanity from the Switzerland-based one world government cabal that have been, trying to enslave us and depopulate us for nefarious reasons of their own that have nothing to do with the rest of the other 9 billion.
Yeah.
That's right.
Politics is happening that I find
The other 9 billion.
very refreshing if you know what's going on, because like I say to everyone, in every country there's two factions. People can point to the Mossad, to the CIA, to MI6, to whatever, but the Five Eyes, all of that. But again, as I believe, there are way many more good people who want good for humanity, who are against these people, than we're seeing. It just happens that because of our media and the manipulation, the bad people are always in the front lines. And I feel very positive about what's going on.
I feel great.
Any news on the financial front, or it's just gonna take its own time?
Everything's under control. Everything's really under control. I was speaking to them all this morning, and they're all very, very excited. I'm standing in at the moment covering for a certain member whose father died over the weekend. So I'm just sort of
Okay.
trying to help out doing the basics with the head of compliance.
Right.
Everything is completely under control.
Right.
And there will be no mistake in timing. And those who know will know, and those who don't will probably miss the greatest show on earth.
Yeah, and that's the truth. That's all there. That's just the truth. And they'll miss it until they can't miss it anymore. Because I believe as soon as the Arizona thing comes to fruition, we're going to see we're going to see that blackout. Because they can't stop it. They can't stop the facts. They just can't. There's too many Americans right now that believe that they cheated. And at what point, once the proof comes out, and then it's a domino effect, the media will prove to be complicit. Big tech will prove to be complicit. There is talk that all these people have already been served with indictments for treason for certifying the election because they cheated.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if they shut themselves down for fear of being exposed and they created their own?
Oh yeah, that'd be hilarious, Charlie. Shut themselves down.
President Trump has allowed them to expose themselves rather than him exposing them the whole way through.
Right.
So it'd be quite funny if they actually shut themselves down.
Well, that's what we were thinking the other day, just hypothesizing. But okay, so when it becomes clear that they're all lying, it's already clear to anyone that has two eyes and can decipher information without being propagandized. But when it becomes clear, that's what I keep thinking: is at what point are they going to pull the plug?
Yeah.
Because you can only spin it so much. The truth will win. The truth always wins.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I see it going. It's just I feel like now the media is such a comedy show. Watching these people implode is hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
It's not even like nefarious anymore. It's so pathetic. These people at CNN and MSNBC, and then they're still doing their nonsense, anonymous sources. They put out a story, they all share it, then they retract it. Well, people are onto it, and I hear there's some really good stuff coming out this week from Project Veritas.
Yes.
Those so get ready for that. But I'm saying what you're saying, which is a possibility that they shut themselves down, and then you saw what happened. Twitter, lost so much, and it's all of that, and we're starting.
Oh yeah, Twitter lost so much.
Getting our own server. The ability for big tech to shut down people is getting less and less every day. And I would be happy if they pulled the plug on Facebook.
Okay, look.
Because, they're...
Facebook had their meeting to see if they could allow Trump back on their platform. They basically said if he apologized, maybe at the next review, we'd let him back on. Bend the knee, cuck to us, and we'll tell you what free speech you're allowed to have and what you're not. I don't think, as much as I would love for it to happen, I just don't think that someone else's social media is going to work right now. The rest of the companies have too much market share, too much experience, too much everything. I'm glad we keep trying with like independent media and stuff like that, but I just don't think that this stuff's going to work. He would have been much better off to fix it while he was in office instead of monitoring the situation again and again and again. Oh, I thought I pressed play. Sorry.
They're clearly complicit in a scheme to enslave us and to propagandize and gaslight every single person that patronizes them. And I see them all being exposed to a point where there is no return. So let's see if they shut themselves down to hide their complicity.
I accidentally woke some people up at the weekend because I've given up trying to wake people up. I accidentally did it because when we were watching Justin in his competition,
Yeah.
it's obviously held in a big sports hall in Granada. So we've gone up there and we're not allowed in because of COVID-19.
Oh my God, that's awful.
So all the parents are outside. So you're talking about 100 parents outside. Well, 60 or 70 of us went into the cafe next door where they were streaming the video of what was going on in the sports centre live.
Right.
So 70 people in a tiny little cafe without masks on, not a problem.
Not a problem.
100 people in a massive sports hall, big problem.
Right.
I just said, to people, I said, of course, coronavirus, COVID-19, it doesn't work in these little cafes. It's only in the sports hall. And I looked at people looking at
Sorry. When my cable's hung up.
It just doesn't make any sense. And it wasn't done to wake people up.
Sorry if that popped.
Women got it immediately. Men were like, oh my God. But the women just go, yes. Oh, it's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at what point? Yeah, that's the same thing that's going on in New York. Now, Cuomo, I've never seen it. This is amazing. Cuomo's like a Shakespearean character. No matter how bad it gets, ask him. He's the greatest thing that ever happened to this planet. He's the best. Now we find out Cuomo, number 50, the lowest, the worst response to COVID. But then look at what they did. He got an Emmy Award. He had a book deal. Meanwhile, we find out almost everything he's done has been nefarious and manipulated. And there was a whistleblower that came out, a nurse that says they were purposely raising the numbers. They were treat, trying to get the death toll up, trying to perpetuate the fear. We know that the overall number of deaths during the year of a pandemic is not more than the year before or the year before that or the year before that. And at this point, I see Cuomo. To me, I think he's a linchpin for a lot of this. And when too much is happening, it's getting too far. And at some point, when Cuomo falls, he'll pull them all in with them because I see just from Hunter's laptop.
Sorry again.
Chinese planning of a lot of this since 2017. And then on top of that, we have them saying they're going to open New York City completely July 1st. Well, why not tomorrow? Why not this week? There is no science to any of this. 1%.
There's no code of honor either. The minute they get caught, they grass all their mates up. Right. I mean, there's no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah, that's why Cuomo was on the board. But that's why I say Cuomo is the biggest bully of them all. Well, what happens when bullies are caught?
Yeah, sing like canaries.
Just like Hillary Clinton said, if I go down, I'm taking the entire DC with me. Well, yes, she is. Yes, she is. But I believe a lot of the stuff that I'm hearing in the background about a lot of that. So at this point, I think
she's doing a shitty job of taking anybody down.
Say when we're wrong, and dates might have been wrong or that. But the truth of
the worst thing that's ever happened to her is she's been executed 114,682 times. They must keep burning up a med bed, bringing her back to life. I don't know. Her punishment for the rest of her life.
A lot is happening. It's just not happening how we thought. And again, it's because it's international. Everything kind of has to go. But if you're watching what's going on, also the EU is trying so hard to hold on. And I keep saying the EU is the first nation state of the one world government. So it's all connected to the same stuff. So they can keep doing what they're doing. They control the media. But as far as I hear and I believe, the Great Reset is a figment of their imagination at this point. It's and that was the whole goal.
One thing I'm going to say for Mel. It's a bit naughty, this. But stop trolling Mel and start trolling me, because every time you troll me, my numbers go up. I want to say thank you to them.
It's so bad. It's so stupid.
Oh,
I don't care.
So that's the age old. Oh, let's complain about it, and we're so upset. Blah blah blah. Oh, I mean, we love it because our numbers go up. Keep trolling me. It's awesome. You're making me famous. Okay.
It got to a point where it was so over the top that I just gave up. I just gave up.
Oh,
yeah.
They've helped with my numbers, so I'm quite grateful.
Yeah, people have to discern for themselves, and you should always look at, if somebody's coming from a place of ugliness and negativity and all of that, what's their motive?
Sure.
What's the motive?
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, guess what I say? On the other side, when all is proven and all is clear, I will be walking happily with a clear conscience by your side, proud of what we've done and where we are and who we are and where we're going. And that's the best part.
Well, on a Monday morning from New York City to a Monday afternoon on the south coast of Spain.
Yep.
Another great start to the week, Mel.
I love it. Every Monday morning, you make me excited for the week. And I hope people that watch feel that way. And the truth is, keep an eye on the geopolitical moves. Keep an eye on Arizona. And
Trump is rolling his out very slowly. So right now it's just a platform to him to talk on. Then they're going to bring on VIPs and they're going to blah, blah, blah. So right now he's just making announcements through his own website. But it looks a lot like Twitter, his announcements and stuff.
turn off the media unless you want to watch a comedy show because it's straight up hilarious at this point. You just got to watch CNN and MSNBC with like as if it's Monty Python.
Exactly. But when I stop recording here, Mel, I've got a little secret for you as well. What's happening?
Okay, cool.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
You think he's telling her that, hey, we found a pedo guy who's been trolling us. He works for the London inspectors or whatever the fuck, Scotland Yard, and he's a pedo guy. He's I'm glad we could let you guys know he's a pedo guy. Oh, let's see what Scott McKay is working with here. Not that Scott McKay.
Today is April 6, 2021.
What is it? Patriot Street Fighter 11, right?
To see if he's still around. Let's see if we find him.
I feel like I've been gone forever. Did anything good happen on Patriot Street Fighter? I'm sure the Froggets were good, but I don't like Bishop Larry Gators. I don't like the Constitution class. Really? I mean, there's nothing I really want to cover there. Let's see what this one was. Post-election general update. Calling down the thunder begins. Let's see what this one is. Perfect intro timing.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are
Wow, Becky.
deriving their just powers from consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form.
Sounds like he's got nothing but lady juice.
To affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed.
That's right. Perfect audio levels.
And usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them.
That's right. Patriot Wheelchair Service Fighter 78.
Their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. The world is waking up, and this is the tipping point. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott McKay.
Oh, actually, someone just said, who wants his autograph? Did y'all see this right here? Hold on. Let's see. Facebook. Did y'all see the stupid ass flyer that was going around? Where's can I not search the Griftbusters group? Damn it. Let's see if I can find it right quick. So there's a poster going around about one of Scott's meet and greets, and it is very strange the way it's laid out. We might grab some of these, by the way. Charlie's calling us all prostitutes now. Oh no. We gotta check that out. Where did it go? I posted it in there the other day, but somebody sent it to me, I think. It said some shit like, oh, right here. Look at this. Calling Down the Thunder National Tour. Meet and greet with Scott McKay. So you get a meet and greet. AKA the Patriot Street Fighter. Sunday, May 16th, 2021. Is that Mother's Day? Is the 16th is Mother's Day, right? Anyways, that's weird. It's 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Delta Marriott and Waters Creek Convention Center, 777 Waters Creek Boulevard, Allen, Texas, 75013. Limited tickets available. VIP access and chairs $250. General admission $50. Get them tickets to scottmckay.us. But down here at the very bottom, I know you guys can't see it because the shall not be infringed. The goal popped up, but it says, see your favorite Patriot Street Fighter up close and personal. Okay? And get a chance for an autograph and an intimate photo session. An intimate photo session. Like how intimate? Like softcore Melanie Krelstein porno? Or how intimate is intimate photo session? That is very strange. He could have put, one-on-one photo session or selfie, get your selfie, get a professional photo made. But intimate photo session. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I know it's misspelled. Intimate. That's very weird. I'm sure he meant intimate. Like intimate, like close and loving and caring and intimate. But he spelled intimate. I can't think of anything else he was trying to spell. Intimate. Intimidate. I don't know. That is very weird that he's selling intimate photo sessions at a meet and greet. It's like, you guys ever seen where they give away the porn awards, like where they have the red carpet for like the porn actresses and actors and shit? That's always caught me as very strange. Apparently, we got some of that going on. Let me see this right here. What was this? Calling everybody prostitutes.
So, good morning, Claire.
Good morning. How are you, Charlie?
Yeah, I'm great.
Oh, so I thought maybe she was even lying about speaking with Charlie. Apparently not. We'll go back to Scott.
Danielle and Madison, welcome, ladies.
Look. You hold my tomahawk, and I'll touch your penis. Take the picture. Intimate. And we know that all these old ladies are chasing him around the country, right? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Hold my tomahawk and I'll pull your left breast out of your tube sock and give it a pat.
Morning, Charlie.
Thank you. Good morning.
What states are you both in?
I'm from Oregon.
Oregon?
Well, there's another syllable there. You're not from Oregon. Organ would be a part of the human anatomy, the organs. You're probably from Oregon. Oregon.
Welcome, ladies.
Morning,
Thank
Charlie.
you. Good morning.
What states are you both in?
I'm from Oregon.
Oregon?
I'm from Oregon.
I'm in because of my safety, because I'm speaking out against the.
I'm from a piano organ. It's completely besides the fact that I look like a doll made of clay that is melting currently in the sun. That has nothing to do with the fact that I'm from Oregon. The piano and the organ. No, Oregon. Oregon.
A lot of people.
Good girl. No problem at all with that at all. I totally understand that, as I had a little lady knock at my door the other day, and it was to congratulate me. But I suddenly realised, whoops, some people might know where you live, and yeah, if you get the wrong, especially in America, because I've spoken to a number of people over there, and they say that the Antifa boys and the Black Lives Matter boys are tracking a lot of people at the moment and causing an awful lot of problems. So totally respect.
Don't you send boys around too, Charlie?
This morning we're going to be this morning for us, this evening for you, we're going to discuss trafficking, something that we're becoming more and more aware of. And it's always good to have people who know more than the normal people do, because they've been either connected with or understand it better than most. So, Claire, you can start the introduction because you've been in contact with these ladies.
Right, well, I was very lucky to come across you girls, wasn't I? And it was basically because of the cause in the UK, which is what I've started, which is a great
To be very fair to Scott McKay, I don't want to seem like I'm not giving him multiple chances. I thank you for your sort of half-assed weird apology where you refused to mention my name, even though you admit that you were 1,000% in the wrong. Take full responsibility. I think that was more for trying to get people to stop hating on your chat, but whatever. I use intimate and intimidate interchangeably. I stick with everyone in that I feel like at that certain moment. I am a very angry lover. I make love like I hate my own penis. It's very passionate, quick, painful. That's the 3 words I would use to describe it.
We've decided that we're going to go after what we can do in Europe and England if we can, and put something together. You guys came up the woodwork and contacted me and said, we like you, you're exactly like us, and you're going against the grain, because it's very hard out there at the moment. There's not a lot of safety for us. And when we're standing up and standing out, we've not only got the government issues and everything, we've also got the issues of the...
That's right, Jason.
What would you call them, Charlie, that are going after us?
Prostitutes.
No.
What would you call the people that are going after us? Prostitutes. Why? Because I am very angry with them, and I know I have at least 3 of the others buried in my backyard. Okay, Charlie. Your choice of words. I didn't pick the ship you're going down on, bud. You did.
Government issues. It's very hard out there at the moment. There's not a lot of safety for us. And when we're standing up and standing out, we've not only got the government issues and everything, we've also got the issues of the paid, what would you call them, Charlie, that are going after us?
Prostitutes.
No. They are, no, but they're working for the satanic cult.
Painful.
They're going after us. And we had it all.
They are prostitutes because they're trying to fuck us for money.
Yeah. So we've really got a lot of problems. And I've had death threats.
Wait. That's not how that works. Wouldn't you be trying to fuck us for money? Like we would be taking the money and letting you fuck us? I don't know.
Day before, I had a 1-foot casket with "Rest in Peace" dropped off at the front of my door with flowers. And
you must have some very, very aggressive prostitutes wherever you're from, Charlie. I was just walking home from buying a muffin at that bakery I always go into and get yelled at for not wearing a mask. And immediately a prostitute ran up to me and was like, "I will fuck you, old man. Give me money now." Okay. Yes.
And we had it all.
They are prostitutes because they're trying to fuck us for money.
Yeah. So we've really got a lot of problems. And I've had death threats. I had day before, I had a 1-foot casket with "Rest in Peace" dropped off at the front of my door with flowers and stuff. So this is all to do with the fact we don't want.
So listen. She has such elaborate and nefarious middle school age trolls that someone dropped off a 1-foot casket and some flowers and it said "Rest in Peace." What type of person who is actually out to make a death threat or to Minecraft you in real life buys a tiny casket and floral arrangement and puts it at your doorstep? This is cartoonish. This is what the bully does to Doug before the big game, and we never knew that Doug Funny played football right up until this episode because they needed something to write in. So now he has to step in and pretend like he's been playing football all season, but he's been on the bench, and now he finally got called up. And the big bully from out of town knows that he's nervous about the game, so he mails him a tiny coffin with a likeness of him in it, and it says "Rest in peace, Funny, Doug Funny." No one does that. No one fucking does that. That's a lie. That not government assassins, not hitmen, not people out to actually kill you, mail you a tiny casket, a banner that says "Rest in peace," and flowers, a floral arrangement. That doesn't happen.
They don't want us to tell anyone what's going on in the country, who the parliamentarian guys are, who's in government, who the lawyers are. They don't want anybody named, but the fact is this is all going to happen. The shipping guys are going to get named in the UK. They're all named because America's got all the names anyway. So what they do to me is irrelevant, really. So I met you girls, didn't I? And basically I was blown away because, first of all, I'm thinking, which way do you want to do it, girls? Who wants to speak first? But basically both of you have got amazing stories. So who would like to speak first? Madison, do you want to speak second, do you think? And then you finish that off, your story?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. Right. Okay, Dee, do you want to go first then? Just talk to you about how you got involved in all this.
Well, I used to work for Department of Human Services Child Welfare Division, and
I used to work for the Silly Putty factory, and one day a 12,000-gallon vat of liquid Silly Putty in a tragic and horrible and unforeseeable accident that I had warned my boss of several times exploded, covered my body in what is Silly Putty that constantly looks like it's in its melted form, and that gave me my superpowers to avenge this horrible, horrible mistake. I now work as OSHA woman, a superhero who shuts down factories, but I'm also cursed with the fact that my face looks malleable and that it may shift if you breathe too hard around me, and or someone changes a door or slams a door quickly. It just moves my liquid ass face around. Beautiful lady, really. I mean, beautiful, brave. All the words that you would describe other transgender people as. I don't want to make fun of anything intrinsically that she cannot fix about herself. I think she's beautiful, and I think the Silly Putty look is hot right now. Very, very hot.
I realized something wasn't right. The operations were going as
And where did they find all grown up Cindy Lou Who?
well as they were supposed to, and come to find out, there's
Tommy Dore,
parents, and most of the children that are trafficked are taken from foster homes.
So is this not, it's organised then, what you're saying? Is because we know what's going on in the UK. So just give us a bit more in depth into it. Give us an example of what happened.
So, like, we'll go into a house, we'll take a kid, we'll place them in a foster home. Cops will arrive, they'll put like a towel on the back of their car or in their door, so other cops just drive by, and they're selling them. Literally, they're making thousands and billions of dollars a year off selling kids out the back door.
Whoa. They're making thousands and billions of dollars because cops take children, put a towel in their door, drive down the interstate, and go to the local children marketplace, and either, depending on the quality of the child and ethnicity, they either get thousands or billions from that. Thousands or billions? Yes, please. You can keep the $1,000 kids. I'm just going to do the $1 billion kid. Is it like a famous kid? Do I have to steal that little Ryan kid, that son of a bitch from YouTube? Somebody give me his address in a video game.
From the system.
Right, and what happened with you when you found out about this?
I said, deuces, gone.
So you could.
Oh, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't stop it. I didn't jump in there and jerk that towel out and say, listen, you're not getting thousands or billions of dollars for this tiny human. This is all mine. I'm Silly Putty Woman. OSHA approved. No, I quit. Yeah, I quit my job. Yeah, I can't watch cops make thousands and billions of dollars. Are you kidding me?
You didn't want to do it. Did you try and do something about it?
I went to my boss and they told me, nope, it's not happening.
So did you try going to a solicitor or lawyer or anything about it?
So your boss told you were crazy too. No, that's not how that works. The cops are not selling the kids for thousands or billions of dollars, and if that's ever happened, we can investigate it. We can get to the bottom of that. But this is not like a rampant situation where a cop slams a towel in his door. So why the fuck would other cops pull him over to begin with? Oh God, did you see James? Yeah. He was with us at the house. I was a backup unit, and he didn't put the towel in his door, so I had to pull him over. And I charged him with attempting to sell a kid for thousands and or billions of dollars. Damn it, James. Where's your fucking towel, dude? Where is your towel? That's why we have department issued towels that we fly in our car doors like fags that say, selling children, don't pull me over.
Yeah, I went to a lawyer and I talked to him and he says, well, they're the state, they'll do whatever they want.
Right. Okay, that's not good really, is it? So from that journey, what happened to you?
So I just been an advocate for trying to protect our children. And
that's exactly right. Foster homes are an issue in a lot of places. There are some good foster parents, but a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. Then to end up not treating the children the way they should be.
Noticed over the last 10 to 20 years is the police have not been upholders of the law. They've considered themselves the law. And I've fronted a few of them and said, look, you're not the law. You're upholders of the law, paid for by us, the people. And they don't like it. They don't like it up on the
How many cops do you think Charlie finds?
So, because they think they're the law.
It was like the last thing he fought was high blood pressure for the last 10 to 15 years. Oh no.
Of the House Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan.
What do we do? I broke it. Get out of here, Jim Jordan. Damn it. By the way, did you guys see where Tucker Carlson busted and a lobbyist that is living with a House Minority Leader in Washington, D.C.? Very strange.
Especially in Spain, people do not question authority, probably because they carry guns. And I arrived in Spain 38 years ago, and I was shocked when I arrived at the airport and found policemen carrying guns. Because in England, they didn't do that 38 years ago. They do now, but 38 years ago, a policeman was like a bobby on the street. And he was just a friendly guy that you talk to.
I got your Bobby on the street. Bobby on this meat.
Police should be. And yes, you'll always hear the extremists say, oh, they need to carry guns. They should have tasers, guns. They should have everything, knives, whatever.
To be honest with you, they need, if we're going to issue them anything, let's issue them a better system to buy and sell kids for thousands or billions of dollars. Talk about replacing an income stream. Most small towns, $1 billion kid runs the whole department for the rest of the year. Come on. We need tiny cages or canine units that can leave the dog at the house maybe. Run the kid to the marketplace, come back, pick up the dog. I don't know. We could probably think this out. But the towel in the door seems a little bit stressful, no?
The reality...
I think what they're trying to tell us is if you see a police car in a video game, this is all video games here. If you see a policeman in a video game driving down the interstate and something's flapping outside of his door, put him in the ditch. We're doing a citizen's arrest and a kid search of that back seat. Something's going on here. I'm not the cop. I don't have to obey your towel and not pull you over.
Is I remember in my very young days when I was a playful youngster, the chief of police lived in the same area as our family, and I was not old enough to drive a car.
There's got to be a little bit of validity. There's got to be a little bit of validity to this story because Mariah doesn't know this. She thought he got lost in the woods, but I actually sold our first son. I didn't have to put a towel in the door. I actually sold him to the Snap-on man when I was a mechanic. I got 1 1/4-inch drive ratchet out of him. So yeah, $1 billion. That seems accurate.
Car on the road, so I thought it was okay to drive on the pavement around the state because they had wide pavements. And the chief of police just came round and knocked on the door and sat down, had a cup of tea, and just said, "Look, what you're doing, I understand why you're doing it. You're young, you're 15 years old, you can't drive until you're 17. My father had actually bought me my first car when I was 14, but I used to drive it on the airfield. There used to be an old airfield at the farm that we used to drive on. But he did it in such a nice manner that we stopped. Nowadays, you'd have an army of them around, scaring the shit out of you, rather than just being.
Charlie, which one is it? Is it police brutality is pantomime? It's all bullshit. It's all fake. There's no racism or issue with police forces. Or are they literally robbing our youth to sell them at the marketplace and will attack you if you pass too closely to one of them while they're in the middle of a stop on the side of the road? Which is going on? Are they a military force that cannot be reckoned with? Or is it all fake and pantomime? And there was no, you remember you said that there was a clone and then there was a CPR dummy and then all that stuff was fake up in Minnesota? Which one is it?
Being good community police officers. We've moved away a lot from that. And with what you've just said there, the police have become, because of their authority, have become the law. So you don't question them. If they take your kids away, it's their job. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It was never their job.
It was never their job. Never, ever their job.
And Child Protective Services here in America, people don't realize the Constitution here protects us. It's an illegal search and seizure of our children. And Child Protective Services is the second largest human trafficking ring.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you the first one we get to me, but that's the second largest one.
Yeah, sure. No.
I don't know that it has thousands of billions of dollars. Doesn't he just suck you down a drain hole?
I would like to. I asked Charlie a while ago. Is once this, we get through this.
In a time like this, it's sad you all have nothing better than to pick apart someone else's videos who is genuinely trying to help save our country and spread the word. Question mark for your statement, please. They're trying to make money, you dumbass.
This first stage of the rest and all the rest of it that's going to hopefully go ahead. I want to be involved in that because social services is very corrupt in the UK. Not everybody, some. And the problem is where you get a good system, you get bad people going into it and infiltrating it. So, I've got cases and cases that are coming into me. I've also got, since I've done this, there's been a huge case come out.
That's right. I learned to drive a tractor.
They asked me, would I deal with it correctly? And I have said I would do. I can't discuss the case at the moment. But this particular case that we've sent off to America, it will bring a lot of people down in the UK. A lot of people. And you know that, don't you, Charlie?
There we go. Perfect.
I know that, and I know the people involved because we've done an awful lot of research behind the scenes. We're under massive attack right now because we're dealing with major politicians, major police officers.
That's right.
To the public.
You're just making it up.
Of course, they're paying huge money now to trolls to try and discredit us. But the good thing is that most people of this world,
Look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Charlie keeps saying that we're paid trolls and they're under a massive attack. If someone wants to pay me for this, email me. Holy shit. Email me. I will take your money. 100%.
Are good people. So the minute somebody says Charlie and Claire are completely on the wrong track, they're talking an absolute load of shite, don't listen to them. People go, well, let me make my own mind up and listen. And I'm very grateful for the trolls because our numbers have gone up massively since they've been trolling us. And I'm old enough and ugly enough to handle these little bastards.
Well, I said too, makes me laugh really.
Old enough and ugly enough to handle these little bastards, these little prostitutes. I handle prostitutes. I leave them in the ditch. I beat them up and leave them on the side of the road. Little dirty prostitutes, little young dirty prostitutes. I'm old, you're young, role playing, maybe you're underage and you're a prostitute and you're worth thousands or billions of dollars. Yeah, give it to me. Yeah, say you're young, say I'm old. Okay, Charlie, this got weird.
You went, are you still alive, are you? Yeah, I'm still alive, and we started laughing about it. And then it was I mean, you know, the pine box that I've had delivered, which is a coffin with rest in peace on it. I put some plants in it in the windowsill.
Yeah.
Because I thought,
She has a pine. Someone, if you missed the first part of it, she claims she got a death threat. The reason she's so upset about all the trolls, someone mailed her or dropped off at her front door a 1 foot long coffin made of pine. It said rest in peace, and they delivered a floral arrangement for it. This is a warning shot, okay? They are coming back, and they are very, very crafty. I'd be scared shitless. Anybody can make a fucking 1 foot, 1 foot long coffin out of nothing but popsicle sticks and twine. That motherfucker's coming for your head, okay?
well, actually, that's quite nice, because I said, if we ever get through this, I'm going to write a book, and when I do, I'm going to put a picture of that in it. And this is what happened, because it's actually quite funny, because you know, and I know, and especially you, Charlie, with the people in the past that, you know, your business connections and stuff, you know, you've dealt with agencies. You know for a fact that if somebody was going to take you out, they wouldn't give you a warning.
No. I've worked with agencies, and I've worked with some of the biggest mafias in the world. Well, certainly not some of them, most of them. I've worked with the Russian mafia, the Indian mafia, the Italian mafia, the Irish mafia. I've worked with many, many different mafias, and
come get me, mafia.
And it's don't steal, don't lie. That's the code. And if you don't do either of those, then you tend to find that you're pretty good. But I tell you, when they're after somebody, they don't give you a calling card. They don't get. You tend to find that's with the newbies that come in. They're just trying to climb up the ladder. But the old school, you don't get any warning. Suddenly, you've disappeared. You don't get any threats.
So even he's calling her a liar.
On the agencies, you know, can you imagine the FBI phoning up and saying we're gonna or dropping a coffin off outside your door? They wouldn't do that. We're talking about schoolboy.
So even she's calling him out. He's calling her out. This is clearly a child at best and probably a lie.
Schoolboy tricks here from primary school. We're not even talking middle school or high school. That these little threats are from children. They're not from adults. And for people like me that have worked behind the scenes.
I'm not talking. Hey, Beer Man, payment for grifter trolling. Hey, Beer Man, thank you very much, Brent Irwin. I appreciate it. Thank you for that tip through buymeacoffee.com/cold beer. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I forgot. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm not talking about anyone currently on the screen, okay? Because all these people are beautiful and brave, and intrinsically they can't help their own looks. And I know that under YouTube's policy, not that I ever would, but under YouTube's current policy, I'm not supposed to make fun of anybody who has an intrinsic characteristic that they cannot fix. But, hypothetically, have you ever seen a person who their whole ass fucking mouth wraps from earlobe to earlobe all the way around their face? That is the longest, the widest fucking mouth I've ever seen in my life. It's closed, and it looks like 2 foot long hot dog buns split open, set beside each other. What is going on there? Not on the screen, just in your imagination. I'm not talking about anybody here. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about Silly Putty. I'm not talking about little Cindy Lou Who. I'm not talking about Charlie Ward. And I'm definitely not talking about the top left woman whose mouth is long as fuck.
And for people like me that have worked behind the scenes, those sort of things make me smile, because I realize that I'm not even dealing with teenagers. I'm dealing with kindergarten.
Well, then it's a bit embarrassing, really, for us, isn't it? That they're not even like fully.
Leave Brittany alone. Tony sent me. And go back and tell Tony to fuck off. Tony sent me. I'm not dealing with Charlie's Italian mafia.
I'm like, what? They're sending you the death threats. Like, they're not going to do anything. If they were to face me in a store, they would not say anything to me.
No.
Let them send their death threats, and let's be on our way.
Exactly.
But even so, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that this has gone on so long. None of us started this journey.
I'm not saying that I'm looking for any of you guys, because I'm not. I could care less. I know exactly where to find you. It's on YouTube and BitChute. But don't think for a minute I wouldn't run up on your ass in a store just for the awkwardness that I run off of. I run up on people who hate me in a store all the time. All the time. It's my favorite pastime. just to say something loud enough that I know you can't fucking stand and watch you have to fucking shuffle away. Ask Mirage. She gets embarrassed as fuck.
Journey out on the basis that we were going to worry about what happened to us. We started the journey out for humanity.
Sure.
And we put our big boy pants on and decided where we were going with it. And that was it, wasn't it?
It was a blessing for me right from the start.
Tony Two Fingers. He's part of Charlie's mafia.
Approached by many different governments and agencies to move physical cash for them in boxes. Those boxes very clearly stated they were from the Red Cross and for humanitarian projects and UNICEF. Wow. And they weren't being used for humanitarian projects. They were being used for political projects, such as buying people houses and cars and boats and airplanes.
It's humiliating. Turn the pressure up to 11. Let's see what happens.
To Red Cross and UNICEF, thinking they're good people and thinking it's doing some good.
I have literally ran into unfortunate people who clearly even God is not a fan of. I have ran into people who that very day would put something on social media like, oh yeah, run your mouth, but I bet you won't show up. And then run into them in the afternoon and be like, hey, motherfucker, what's up? How's it going? Long time no see. Still on Facebook, huh?
Is doing some good, but it's doing some good to the wrong people.
Prostitutes.
So
there's Tony Two Fingers in the chat.
I even had a discussion.
That's why he says, who Two Fingers are these people? That's his call sign, TF. Two Fingers.
They said, but they love children and they're very good. I went, really? Really? Is that what we've come to?
Oh no.
Chipping in for the Q women.
Chipping in for the Q women. The Whammons. The Whammons showing up strong. Thank you very much, Solitaire. Solitaire is a regular tipster. Thank you very much for the tip. You can leave a tip to at coldclub.com, or if you're coming from Facebook, go to buymeacoffee.com/cold beer. Let them know you want to buy me a beer. You can also go to buy me a beer, but I don't have the bot set up to go to buymeabeer.com/cold beer, so I don't usually say that one. I don't want to confuse people. It's all about streamlining donations. Thank you.
About them and people are going, oh, it can't.
Yeah, there you go. Bucktooth Tony.
Wow.
Sorry, I got dyslexia.
And they really think, I think the thing is, Charlie, I've come to the assumption that, I know that we are here, all of us, collectively trying to save everyone in the world and pull everyone together and waking up spiritually. But I have to say, some people are so selfish that they don't realize that it's not about just their nucleus of their family. And this is the reason why the cabal has got everybody, because we're all fodder to them, all of us. It's not black or white or Asian or this or that. It's literally all of us, isn't it? And anyone's fair game.
It is. So, I've had an interesting community
for the Q makeup. I got you.
They've come up with the fact that I've made up the word of
Daru, Dore, Daru, Dore.
Okay, if I've made it up, then you can take the piss out of me making it up, can't you? And then people will investigate and find out that I haven't made it up, and you're full of shit.
You can ring my bell.
Against the elites and the cabal.
Ring my bell.
And it is so true. And as soon as, why are they censoring us so hard? You say the word adrenochrome and everything gets taken off, everything gets taken down. It is so true. This is a fight, and it is global for our children. They are coming hard and they're coming fast for our children. And the future generations, if we don't stand up and we don't say enough and like come together, they're going to come for our children. And that's exactly what it is for adrenochrome. And the celebrities here are open about it. I mean, Sandra Bullock was on the Ellen show and talked about adrenochrome. She said it very
subtly about foreskin. She said it about foreskin, didn't she? I know.
Yep. Yeah. Very cognito. But I'm like, how are people not seeing this? And then even, we talked about the pedophiles. Even if you provide evidence to them, they don't believe it. I've been called same thing, Charlie. They want to discredit me.
But where's that evidence?
They still don't believe. They could have.
Your evidence can't just be someone being creepy and someone else on the internet saying, hey, this person's being creepy. Also, he has a granddaughter. Also, I'm assuming that he is putting Oregon in this granddaughter of his. That's not how that works. Like, when you make an accusation that serious, you better have some hard fucking evidence. You're talking about ruining people's lives, maybe taking their lives.
The videos of my rape and torture, and they still would not believe. They would say, "Oh, well, you chose to do it." No, I didn't chose to do it. They bought and sold me without my consent, and now I'm standing up.
No, I didn't chose to do it. I didn't chose to do it. Look, I was living a good life in Whoville. Then one day, this green son of a bitch showed up, claiming to be Santa Claus, middle of July. It's hot. I'm sleeping without any bottoms on. Next thing you know, I got the old furry meat bat up inside me. Okay? This all happened. Right in the middle of summer. It was horrible. He's covered in green fur. And the story they told was that his heart grew 3 sizes too big. It wasn't his heart that was growing, if you know what I mean. Slinging around the old lime green eggplant, okay? Do you know what comes out of that thing? Avocado cream.
And now I'm saying enough.
What?
Period. Let's take.
What, Cindy Lou Who? Something happened?
And I don't know what the UK version of Hollywood is, but it all needs to fall. Period. Point blank.
Probably,
Well, I think Ricky
probably
Gervais.
Pinewood.
Sorry, Charlie. Go on. Well,
Probably Pinewood, isn't it? Our Hollywood.
well, I think so, but I think Ricky Gervais has actually sorted Hollywood out once and for all, hasn't he? Over here, he nailed the absolute. I mean, I love that guy, and the fact that he delivered it in such a manner, I was like, wow. And the video when it shows all the faces of all the adrenochrome junkies around the room, we were like, you just looked at them, didn't you? I thought, well, they're going to be aging soon, aren't they?
It's also very interesting that there's certain words that you can say to politicians in interview that you can see them shiver. You mentioned Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
They shit themselves because this is a secret society which you're invited into, and nobody should know about it. And of course, there are people who've exposed that. And it's very interesting. I watched somebody the other day just ask a politician about Bohemian Grove. The look on his face was as if to say, what reaction do I do?
Yeah, but why are you going there? He's looking at you thinking, don't go there.
Exactly.
Don't go there.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, one of the cases that I've got at the moment, we've got 3 main cases on at the moment that they found me since we publicised this, which is good because this is what I wanted. I've set up email accounts that are Proton, and they don't go to me. They go to a secure Proton server, which has got, let's say, quite official people behind it that are here to protect. They're going through all the cases, and a couple of the cases, the person in charge of it has contacted me about, and then she showed me, she held up a couple of pictures, and I have seen physically, I've seen myself with my own eyes, babies.
Hey, Beer Man, L. Brinkley, aka Road Dog, about you 6-pack. Keep up the grift. There you go. Keep up the grift. I appreciate it. I'll try. I forgot. This is the woman who has the what's it called? Where you have something made to where when you shine light through it, it's a lithograph. Is that what it is? To where you can see a thing. This is the woman that's got a lithograph of her butthole on her ceiling at 500 times scale. I know what you're going to say is, but William, how could that be a butthole? It doesn't even close. Exactly.
It's got, let's say, quite official people behind it that are here to protect. They're going through all the cases, and a couple of the cases, the person in charge of it has contacted me about, and then she showed me, she held up a couple of pictures, and I have seen physically, I've seen myself with my own eyes, babies, and they were hung up and the throat cut, and then they take the babies down after they've drained the blood, and then they cut the baby's head off. And the cult that they're in.
Okay, listen. Stop admitting that you're watching some type of children torture porn. Stop. What are you waiting for someone to kick down your fucking door and seize your hard drives? What are you doing? I would like to officially state I've never seen anything like that. I've never asked or participated or wanted any type of video file, actual real life hands-on experience. No one's ever sent it to me by accident. I've never clicked on it. I've never opened it. I had no idea they existed until they talked about how often they watch them. I had no idea.
This is in London. What they do then is they honour the baby by taking its skin off, using its meat, and cooking with it. And this is going on in the US.
Right, plug that shit up or something before you point it at me.
Yeah, but
Fucking
what I'm saying is, for me to
axe wound hanging out over here. I'll leave it on.
nah, don't be, it's not. And I'm like, and then when you try and mention dumps, oh my God, I mean, you think you've mentioned something, they look at you like you're, for me, crazy. Yeah,
I know somebody personally, they've got no reason to lie, who was invited to one of these sacrifices without even knowing what they were going to.
Yeah, because that happens, doesn't it?
And they left in a hurry. And they've been trying to expose it, and everybody has been saying about them they're completely bonkers, they're completely mad. But this particular person was there.
Every time we watch these assholes, they admit, like, I've seen this is not me talking. I want to put a disclaimer. This is a reenactment of some of the grifters. I've seen the little kids, and I've seen them do this, and I've seen them be that, and I've seen them use this word, and I've seen them be forced, and I've seen this be taken, and I've seen them be beaten while they do this to them, and you are admitting that you are watching underage, some type of hate porn, violent extremist porn. I don't know. But the government's going to be very interested in whatever you're watching, and it will be on your hard drive. Trust me.
And saw it happening firsthand, and it's scarred this person for life, without a shadow of a doubt. And I speak to this person on a regular basis.
Charlie, the last few weeks, I'll be honest with you, looking at photographs and stuff, and reading casework. I'm talking about proper court case studies and everything, where it's been flung out of court because it's been dodgy judges. I cried a lot in the shower and prayed a lot to Jesus, because I've been asking for direction, because it's not about having big balls. It's about understanding where God wants to take this, which is where I think what's happening here now. We're getting pulled together for a reason.
Well, God, look, at the end of the day, it's our duty to tell the truth about what we know, and then let God deal with it. Because if we try and deal with it, then we'll probably get it wrong.
Jesus, take the wheel. You heard him.
Expose it and leave it in his hands. Then he'll do what's right for all of us, because he just wants people to understand how evil has taken control of our world. But it'd be great to hear your story, Madison. Tell us your story.
Hey, Bear Man.
Sure. So I actually.
Hey, Beer Man. Oh, there comes another one. L Brinkley, a.k.a. Road Dog, with your six-pack. Gator Girl does Road Dog's dirty work. You're welcome. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you for that tip. I appreciate it.
Traffics through. So Child Protective Services is the second largest trafficking ring in America. The first is actually the porn industry through Hollywood. And so I originally got into porn in a desperate situation and then tried to get out. And then my trafficker.
What? I originally got into porn in a desperate situation. Then my traffickers, that's not being trafficked. Those people would be your boss, and you got a job. I mean, the job was unconventional. I'll give you that. But those are not your traffickers. They're your employers. There's a difference.
Derek Hayes history through Hollywood. And so I originally got into porn in a desperate situation and then tried to get out. And then my trafficker, Derek Hayes, he's actually been indicted here. So I don't know if that's the same word in the UK, but
it's like the penis, yeah.
And so he's charged with trafficking. And so when I got into I got into the porn industry. When I got into the porn industry, it's not normal for women to have sex for money. It's just not. It's not normal for us to get paid for sex and be, prostituted out. And so I freaked out on one of the sets, and Derek knew everybody that I loved and cared about. And so the producer had called him and said, she's not going to do this. And they basically filmed it as a gang rape because I.
It was actually one of those like spin-off like spoofs. It was the Grinch who penetrated my chitlins. The Grinch who penetrated my chitlins. So they had to have a Luhu character. Yeah, it was very strange, but I mean, perfect casting top.
Then I asked to get myself together to do the video since Derek was threatening my family and friends, and they said no. So at that moment, I'm like, okay, I need help. Where do I go for help? Because I've just been gang raped. And so there was a mega church in California, and I went to the mega church pastor, and I had just let him young at this time. I mean, I'm not a child.
Wait. You worked within the porn industry. You agreed to do a scene with multiple men. Later, you claim that the only reason you did it is because they made death threats against you and your family. And then you went, after being paid, and God knows how long after the scene and money and everything else happened, then you went and claimed it was just straight up gang rapage. Ooh, I don't know. Drug habit, whores, and putting yourself through college. Those are the three reasons.
19, but that's, I always say at that time,
Daddy issues. That's the whore, but
you're a child. So I went to this mega church pastor. His name was Mike Erie, and I speak out about him here. There was an investigation into him, but then he went into hiding. He's just recently popped up. And I told him I was just gang raped. I had told him that I had got into the porn industry, but I want to get out. Told him that Derek was threatening my family and friends. And he said, I'll help you. But when you get into porn, you have drivers that will drive you from set to set. And so when the drivers, basically because girls are drunk or on drugs or whatever. So when you get into it, they want to make sure you show up to the set. And so Mike Erie said, I'm going to help you. Don't worry. And then maybe an hour later, Derek's drivers show up and say, get in the car. Took me up to Los Angeles in California and said, Derek said, I own you now. It was a mansion, but the locks were on the other side of the door. And he said, I own you. So then he started basically pimping me out for the porn videos. And as I got popular in the porn industry and people started to notice who I was, he said, I'm going to start now selling you for privates. I had no idea what that meant, selling me for private, what it meant. So he said, okay, you're getting popular. We're going to go down to Orange County. So this church was.
Hold on. I'm going to have to do this over here because I don't know what's fixing to pop up. But let's see. Oh shit. Hold on, what is this? Oh my God. So the very first search result. She wrote a book. I'm just going to read you the synopsis straight from Amazon. My Father's Daughter, paperback. I never intended to go into the adult film industry. I never dreamed of being sold for money without my consent. And yet, that's exactly what happened. So here begins my journey. It is one that started with survival, death, heartbreak, drugs, money, sex, and lies, but led to restoration, healing, forgiveness, and unconventional love. So unimaginable, and is sometimes disbelieved when spoken of. But it's all real. Oh, so real. But the first review actually says, weird story here. I grew up with Stacy, and I have known Stacy Madison since the day she was born, and at least 90% up until this day, and at least 90% of this book is a lie. It is true she got into porn, but I don't know why or how. One thing I do know is it wasn't because her father was raping her or her mother wasn't doing anything about it. She did it to make money, and every time she came around, she wanted to flash the money, fast cars, and pictures of her latest vacation. She really seemed to enjoy it and rubbing it in everybody's faces around here. But her parents are good people, never did anything to her. I literally grew up for several years in this same house, day in and day out with Stacy. We were inseparable. None of this happened. Shame on you, Stacy, for saying these awful things about your parents. Wow. That is not a... I've read this book, and I know Madison/Stacy. I can also confirm that this book is full of a lie after lie that can be verified. It's with great sadness I must write this review and ask anyone who is thinking about purchasing this book to refrain from doing so. Madison should not be rewarded by taking consumers' money to read something that is absolutely not true and passed off as truth. She has had problems conning people with her lies since she was a child, And this book is yet another example of who she is. The MFT, who wrote the review saying in 15 years of practice, she has never seen anything like Madison's story. Well, that's because her story is not true. No one woman gets raped by every male authority figure who walks into her life from the moment she's born until she writes a book. She claims father, pastors, police officers, co-workers, bosses, and friends. Such lies that are unverifiable. I urge those who have read it to look into the details and confront the lies. Do not support these lies. Oh, wow. Wow, book's not doing so great, huh? It's only got 8 reviews, and 2 of them are, though. I just read you the 2 worst ones. The other 6 are, meh. Good writing, shitty writing style. Oh, that's one of them. So, meh. Wow. Wow. Not great.
Was in Orange County, California.
E4 Mafia.
We drive down, and the first person to buy me was the mega church pastor. And he bought me, and the days kind of go together because you don't know any concept of
I don't grow up.
imprisoned with them. I mean, probably 4 or 5 days, just horrendous torture by this pastor who's standing in church saying you should believe in God and don't watch porn and talking about all this stuff, but sitting there raping me and torturing me for almost a week. And then I got even more popular and then more popular, so you can charge more for me. So then he said, okay, now you're going to meet some special people that are really well known. And so he started selling me to the celebrities of Hollywood. So Tom Hanks, George Soros, everyone knows who George Soros is.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Tom Hanks and George Soros are just the first names that popped into her mind. Every male she's run into her entire life has suddenly just whipped it out and run it plumb up in her. Plumb up in the red. But the 2 that she just picked out randomly were Tom Hanks and George Soros? Well.
I actually didn't even know who he was until someone had
At the same time, mind you. No, she didn't say that.
sent me the YouTube, The Fall of the Cabal, and I saw him, and I was having a panic attack because of the things that this man had done to me. And so
Building a shed.
Okay,
There you go.
this is crazy. And I wrote a book about my time being trafficked. And when I wrote the book, I changed all the names in it. And then God told me very clearly, right before all of this, pandemic, scamdemic, whatever, you need to start naming names, and you need to start standing up to Hollywood, and you need to start exposing it, and you need to go get a lawyer and you just sue these people because this, it'll go into, court or whatever. So I'm like, who do you trust? Because I have all this evidence of these celebrities and globalists, not to mention our US president, who's not really our president, cheated the election. He's a career politician. He also bought and sold me. And this is the first time I've said it to other people, and I've kind of hinted at it. But Joe Biden, there's a trafficker that has stolen our White House, which I don't believe he's our president. He didn't.
Wait.
You need to start naming names, and you need to start standing up to Hollywood, and you need to start exposing it, and you need to go get a lawyer and you just sue these people because this, it'll go into, court or whatever. So I'm like, who do you trust? Because I have all this evidence of these celebrities and globalists, not to mention our US president, who's not really our president, cheated the election. He's a career politician. He also bought and sold me. And this is the first time I've said it to
The 3 names she gave on this episode were Tom Hanks, George Soros, and the motherfucking president of the United States, Joe Biden. She just claimed that Joe Biden also, not only Tom Hanks, not only George Soros, but also Joe Biden bought and sold. Lady, you're fucked. Lady, you are fucked. I mean, like, you probably got fucked then, but now you are really fucked, okay? It's almost like someone said, think of a powerful person. What's the first name that pops into your mind if I say think QAnon, then think of a male figure attached to it? And she's like, I know, I got 3 of them. Tom Hanks, George Soros, and Joe Biden. Okay, those are your rapists. Write you a book. Now you're famous. Now you are famous. Wow.
To other people, and I've kind of hinted at it, but Joe Biden,
Please say Hunter was there.
trafficker that is stolen our White House, which I don't believe he's our president. He didn't win. I say every day he's not my president. And so who do you trust when you have all of this evidence against people? And, do you release it? I've tried to release some, but then I just get censored like crazy, gets like shut down like crazy, or kind of like your friend who's trying to expose, right, the adrenochrome and the ritual. It's like, oh no, you're crazy. It's easy to call us crazy and to believe that this is actually happening and that this trafficking is happening. And I mean, it happened for almost a decade, being trafficked through Hollywood, through celebrities. I mean, major celebrities.
I can see why everyone that knows her personally is like, she's full of shit. Like, come on. You could just go through a who's who of well-known people in Hollywood and politics and be like, okay, how about this guy? Yep, got me. Yep, there for 6 months. Oh, yeah, summer of 93. Come on.
And, there was other girls that spoke out, but then because of the threats, they got scared and they said, I don't want to speak out anymore. To me, at this point, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. God has my number already, and I'm not going to live in fear. And I believe in God now, a real God, not this twisted God that people talk about or what these pastors are talking about, but a real Jesus. And I believe that Hollywood's going to fall. But right now, I'm that David and Goliath fight of letting Hollywood fall. And I mean, that's just the really short version of my story. I go and speak out here in America. I've been doing it I wrote my book and was speaking out, and then I got scared at that point when I wrote my book, and then God was like, stop.
This can't be true. And she wasn't offended when Charlie first come in and they said, what would you call these trolls, Charlie, that are running around and, trolling us? What should we call those people? He's like, prostitutes. Oh, no. Hold on just a second. Charlie, what would you call these people who troll? Well, they just sleep around all the time, then they scream rape. Bunch of prostitutes. Oh. I can't. No. I'm glad she's taking care of. She's finally cleaning up Hollywood. Hey, hold on. Let me share the screen and then get you pulled up. I didn't see your message. My bad.
It's all right. No, I was like, you were on a roll, but this bitch is a liar.
I can't believe she claimed everybody, dude. Little Cindy Lou Who.
Okay, so I've met her before.
You've met this woman?
Yeah, she gave my
Tony. Wait.
Listen.
Now I know that you were kind of like you were okay, you were a musician, you hung around some Hollywood tops. You're not on her list, are you?
No. Well, no, I never listen, she was a massage therapist, bro. That's what I'm saying. And she was
okay.
Legit a good, like, trained massage therapist, like not a bullshit massage therapist. And she gave me and my girlfriend a little rub down. That's all I'm saying.
Happy endings?
No, I don't know. I didn't ask my ex.
Is this why she called you Tony Two Fingers? That's where this all started from.
No, no, I don't know, but this, you know, a lot of these girls that did this were just massage. You know, they would just come and rub you down. I mean, I know they probably did a lot of extras, but I don't. I never.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever go into this massage parlor and as you're walking in, Tom Hanks, George Soros, and Joe Biden were walking out?
No, see, I met her through a friend who was a former adult performer, and
Right.
she came to. I was at. We were doing like a little staycation, you know, like we should
Right.
be just sort of at like like a beach hotel, like on the ocean. So we were doing a little staycation like that, and she came down and gave us a rub down in the hotel room, you know.
I gotcha. There was a girl I went to school with, who I mean, at least she's not crazy, but like she wanted to go to Hollywood and like make it. And like she actually did do the thing where like she started in porn and like she started like working 2 restaurant jobs, and eventually she ended up being in a porn, and then she ended up getting some commercial work, and then she ended up getting cast for a Netflix original. It never aired, like they never even started it, other than a pilot, but it was approved and then got shut down for coronavirus. But at least she admits it. Like I was just I was trying to work,
Yeah,
like
look, from Dixon.
I don't know, the claiming rape afterwards kind of deal. I can't believe she went with George Soros. I would at least thrown like Joe from down the street in there somewhere. Joe Swanson. He's a cop here locally.
Did she say her name was Stacy?
Her real name's Stacy, but that's not what she's going by. She's going by Madison Marquette.
No, Stacy.
Yeah, that's what the reviews say. There's people who know her, like
Listen, just let me tell you something. I've banged a lot of porn stars. I'm not saying that I haven't, but just not this one.
That's right. That's right.
She was just purely. It was a massage therapist situation.
Did it
very good at it? She gave us each an hour, and then she left. Nothing.
Did it make you feel better or worse about yourself because she was screaming, "No, stop, Tom, don't do it"?
I'm laying down on the table, and she's saying, "No, as I'm rubbing you down."
No, quit! Don't touch my hands.
Do you want me to use the oil or the lotion?
Why?
Can you just get the knot out and stop screaming and try to relax?
Why are your shoulders up against my hands, sir?
Why are you pushing your shoulders upward towards my head as you are down to the ground?
Hey, my eyes are up here, not in that hole in the table, okay?
God, I wouldn't fuck Mel K
with your dick.
No, it was a massage. Look, listen, everybody's like, did you feel? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay.
Did you feel dirty, Tony?
All right, maybe I showered a little extra hard.
I was going to say, now listen, I have read her book, and you are named in it.
The girlfriend that got the massage was way dirtier than the massage, so that's all I gotta say. It was really legit, totally just a massage. No Jackie, no fucky sucky, just regular shit. No manicure, pedicure, bro job. It was just the thing. You know?
I don't think chat believes you.
I'm telling you. I'm trying to say that I have had the sex with lots of porn stars. What was the? Oh yeah, here's something funny that you guys could look up. There was this event in LA. It was at this Burbank. This closed now, and it was called Porn Star Karaoke. Which was great. So Porn Star Karaoke would have all the porn stars, and everybody would go. There was a Tuesday. It was on Tuesday nights. And all the porn stars and everybody go to this bar. And then the porn stars, everybody would do karaoke songs.
Just the porn stars would sing? They would just show up there?
Oh, no, everybody would.
Like well-known porn stars or just like anybody? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, porn. Yeah, no.
Because there's like famous porn stars, then there's like everybody else.
I know what you're saying. And that's what I'm saying. It started as porn. Very good point. And I should go say it started as Porn Star Karaoke, and then it went downhill after, a couple years.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
That's how I make my money, Jason. Right there, the money shot.
Let's see what else she had to say.
I gave her double thumbs, Pepe.
Ooh.
I gave her
now
Pepe
to start
thumbs.
speaking up. And now I actually am in law school here because they twist the law around and they will charge young children with prostitution here. I'm like, they're children and they were raped. They cannot be charged with, they should not be charged with prostitution. I fight child
She's
protective
going to be a
services,
lawyer
and then
now.
our borders here, I've gone.
Well, she said she's in law school, which really means she's probably in her first 4 years at just a regular university and hasn't been accepted.
She is looking at law schools online, and she thinks she's in law school. This is really complicated. How many of these do I have to look at before I get a degree?
Yeah. Oh.
In and done rescues here because our borders are a mess. I'm sure you've heard it on the news. Just trafficking kids in and out of Mexico at this point, and so I'm like, my fight.
Did you see where the other lady said that when she worked with the Department of Human Services, and when she called the police to a house where there had been an issue and the child needed to be removed, that the cop would shut a towel in his door so no other cops would pull him over and drive away with the child for thousands or billions of dollars. I know you heard that part.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that earlier. Yeah, I did. Thousands and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So I feel like she was saying that the thousands turned into billions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It had its own.
Well,
its
see,
own life.
The reason you can't tell is they actually have to. Part of the deal is they have to invest it all in Dogecoin, and so today it was like $1.6 billion, and tomorrow it'll be $17.
Well, to the moon. You know what I'm saying? To the moon.
Hold, motherfuckers, hold.
Hold. We're going to the moon. And watch this. It's going to be all a big thing, a big scam with the whole thing. And then it's going to be like the end of the Scooby-Doo movie, and they're going to pull Elon Musk's face off.
That's
right. It's going to be like Old Man Johnson. You know, I could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you stupid kids.
Then this bitch come out and wrote a book about how she got raped by game stonks.
Did you get stomped?
He stonked it right in me.
My stonk handler. her handlers. Yeah, I don't think they're handlers. You're right. They're producers.
Yeah. She's like, I did this scene. It was for this predominant site called Blacked. There were several men there of urban characteristics. And 6 years later, I decided, you know what? That wasn't right. I filed charges. I called it a gang rape. And I gave back the $17 they paid me. Oh, and two gift cards to Subway, but both were expired by this point.
That are trafficking children, because people don't realize that these churches, they look like they're great, right? And they're a big church and they're saying they love Jesus, but they are harming our children and women. And then they're doing the ritual abuse there. It's like, it's so crazy that they talk about God, but then they do these satanic adrenochrome ritual abuses where they're cutting women and children. And I've had friends that are going through their healing process, and they posted where they were a victim of the ritual abuse, and I saw it, but I wasn't a victim. I was more a victim of the torture and the rape of human trafficking, but I know that it's out there because I saw it. But again, it's hard to get any.
Of course. The torture and the rape of human trafficking.
Well, those are the two factors that make it that.
Yeah, I was possibly raped thousands and billions of times.
Well, you know, because look,
front door, back door.
Now, can you explain this towel thing to me again? Because I really still don't get it.
Okay.
So the towel is like, okay, I'm going to leave the towel here. Is this like you're going to get a camera and a child,
and you know what to do? So what they'll do is they'll give you a battered child, a police cruiser, and one golf towel. And you know what to do. You just
like a Spalding towel.
Send this. Hey Clay, send this to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
Send a pack of Slazagers over there. Put his name on it. Put it. Just send this to the Vatican. And send them a couple of 5 irons on me. Good ones.
Send this to the chairman of the Fraternal Order of Police. We're coming and hell's coming with us.
Send this to the head of the Freemasons.
Send this to the Illuminati at 106 Illuminati Drive, Hollywood, California.
Clay, get me an Illuminati with 2 pumps of sugar-free hazelnut.
So
I don't like hazelnut.
I guess the towel. She's saying that. She's saying that if they didn't put the I guess the other cops knew. They knew that this towel was a thing, but they didn't know that if you didn't have a towel, that they shouldn't pull you over your partner. So. You put the towel in the door so the other cops know to not pull over your cruiser because you're going to the baby cell.
In the door?
Yeah, like flapping in the wind. You shut it in the door. But how often do you see cops pulling over other cops in fucking cruisers no matter where they're going?
Well, because they're not. They all have the Spalding towel.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
That's the Tiger Woods edition.
Mm-hmm. God damn. I did see one cop that had a vanity plate that said my other car is a Ferrari I got for selling a baby for thousands or millions of dollars. So that makes sense now. I didn't know what it meant at the time.
Or else you just have like some kind of a little bit of a cryptic thing that says, a Ferrari and it says a trafficker, like TRFKKR.
Why would they not? I come up with a better improvement. I'd say we raise probably $60 per department and get those little suction cup signs that say baby on board. And that way it'll be more clear that they just didn't accidentally shut someone's arm in the door and they're actually going to the baby cell.
And they have to go sell it because it's worth anywhere between thousands and billions of dollars, depending on what they're going to do and the general shape of the child.
It's not what they're going to do, Tony, because they hand you a child and a camera and a gun, and it's what you're going to do.
You know what to do. Can you put your your logo above back of my head?
I can. I didn't see it pop up, but yeah, I can. Now it's off. How about that, you little whiny bitch?
I just have the microphone.
Come up on my show, and then ask me to move my fucking logo.
Listen, can you
Hey, Tony, next week when I'm on your show, can you take all the art off your fucking wall and just leave it bare? Because I feel like it reflects in my glasses.
Will you take your stupid art off your wall, your steampunk art?
Information out there because Google.
Sorry to interrupt, but you know what they've done there as well because of your situation of how you got onto this journey.
Who's the lady in the lower left corner? Where did she come from?
She's molded out of one solid piece of silly putty. She worked for Department of Child Services. She's beautiful and brave, and she's the one who told the towel story. And then they said, well, when you found out about this, what did you do? And she said, I chucked deuces and left.
Oh, really?
That was an exact quote. I chucked deuces and left.
Now, is it okay to say if someone has probably hiding under the frame the perhaps largest pair of titties that I may have ever seen?
That sounds intrinsic. I don't know. I disavow YouTube. This is Tony D from the Veritas Machine. You can find his channel currently on suspension if you're looking for someone to flag down. I am not part of this. If you need his phone number and or social security number, give me a call. Team YouTube.
I always love hoop earrings.
They're using that against you and saying, "Oh well, she was a prostitute or she was this or whatever." Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think that's a very, very, very important part of this story.
It is.
Very quickly over.
Tell me more about what you did as a prostitute. I think that's the centerpiece of this story. Hey, Jim, is there any way we can pan this camera up a little bit? I don't want to. Just get from my chin up, please. I got some stuff going on here.
Let me tell you something, darling.
What are you going to tell me? Is that it?
Look,
could you do me a favor and tell your story about prostitution a little slower?
Chose to get into the sex industry at a young age, for whatever reasons, and we've all made mistakes when we were young.
Yeah.
I often joke about the fact that I knew more when I was 17 than I know now.
I messaged, I forgot to tell you guys, I was going to tell my chat to Jordan Sather after he did the M interview and was talking to him in his Telegram or whatever. And he said that he watched the episode where I was making fun of my Jaco when he said, "You're the guy who just jumped in with the bull and you're wearing red panties." And I was like, "Who the fuck is the bull? Are you the bull? Like what do you plan on doing to him? Jesus Christ!"
Does the bull fuck?
Yeah.
Think of the red panties.
He's about to get the one horn, if you know what I mean. And
I'm gonna give him the old the buds.
he's like, I was dying laughing. I watched it right before my show, and I was cracking up when he started his show. He seems like a good dude.
Buds.
I'm gonna put it in him soft, let it get hard, and listen to his ribs crack. What the fuck?
Hey, you remember when everybody carries that big stiff log around and jumps it up and down? That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part when they pull out the big stick.
That's
Or so I thought.
Yeah.
And if I look at some of the things I did
Get
when I
wet
was
and
16,
sandy.
17, it's very easy to point the finger and go, well, I wouldn't have done that. But I know many girls who got involved in the sex trade at a very young age.
What?
And it was made
Why
to
does
look
he
very
keep saying
glamorous.
that?
Why do you know so many people who worked underage as prostitutes?
Why do you know so many very young girls that worked as prostitutes, Charlie?
Yeah, or just young girls at all. Why do you, like, unless you're a young boy, why do you know so many young? You're like 70.
I mean, there is nobody who I thought was around more strippers than me in life.
Yeah.
Charlie seems to have apparently cornered the freaking market.
Let me tell you about this. I know every 13-year-old girl in all of Spain, and a lot of them have become prostitutes. It's very strange.
I've beaten several of them with loaves of bread.
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's my favorite one, isn't
I
it?
remember going to my very good friends in America are the Penrods. They own a beach club called Nikki Beach. And I remember going to the opening of Nikki Beach in Hollywood, North Miami. And the opening, they're Nikki Marina. And I was their guest of honor. This was many, many years ago. And dead opposite
No, you aren't,
Hollywood,
Charlie.
there was
Let's
a
just
porn
stop
convention. And all these porn stars turned up at Nikki Beach at their grand opening after the porn convention. And there was a lot of young ladies there. Yes,
You know how in Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12 they're telling the story and then the actual story goes totally nothing like what they're saying, and, and you're seeing that story happen as they're talking. I picture him to be, I was the guest of honor. I picture the guys picking him up by his back, like his clothes and his belt, and slamming him in the door and throwing him out. So he sneaks back in.
He's fixing to say that they had a porn convention and all the official porn stars were there, and then they showed up, and he's going to say a lot of them are underage, but even within the porn industry, man, they take that shit serious. Like that, nobody wants to get shut down, and the people like Melanie Krellenstein are the people who make those types of videos, and they're very specific about the paperwork.
Well, God wins.
That's right.
Money, the parties and everything else. So it's very easy to point the finger at people and go, well, you know, Madison chose her own destiny. No, when you're a young person like that, it's made the devil, Satan, Lucifer, they make this look so attractive on purpose to attract people in. And I know just listening to the way you talk just now that, yes, you were attracted.
Now, I will tell you that I have not seen that girl in years, and she's...
I thought it was. That to me makes perfect sense. So I totally...
Are you sure you're not remembering her from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas?
A little older. What?
Are you sure you don't remember her from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas? That's the last time I saw her. She had braids. She sang a song. I remember seeing her in it.
I mean, the person in the lower left, I was asking because it looks like someone I know's mom.
Makes sense.
Literally, and I think that's very important that people understand that you weren't forced into it. It was like, yeah, I want to do it. And then hang on, you've changed the rules.
Right. Well, that's exactly it. You're choosing it, but then you go and you seek help because now you're in a situation where your trafficker or your porn agent is now saying you have to do this, and then your choice is taken away, and then you're like, wait.
Her trafficker's also her agent. I feel like she just regrets being in pornos.
She's just done a lot. She's done a lot in that, vein, in that main vein.
Sometimes Mariah calls me her trafficker / husband
Oh, okay.
It's very weird.
No,
she's into that shit. It's like a
that's
kink,
fine.
I think.
Right. Ski masks and
So trying
stuff.
to go get that help, it's you choose it, but just like you said, it's you choose it, but there's evil, and I didn't continue to choose to do it. They stole that from me for almost a decade.
I know people who've been to the Playboy Mansion who said exactly the same thing.
Her book reviews basically say like she was addicted to the money. She loved to flash the money in the cars and the parties and blah 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 and brag about it until she finally became ashamed of it. And then suddenly she was like, "That was rape." Kind of like when you take a very well known prominent grifter in the space and say, "Hey, she appeared in pornography," and then she's like, "Oh my God, I'm thinking about filing a police report on that. That happened 23 years ago on a soundstage. I was raped." It seems like buyer's remorse, maybe. I don't know.
I've spoken to probably 6 or 7 girls who've been invited to the Playboy
I was
Mansion.
MK Ultra.
Great to get an invite there, but it wasn't everything that it was made up to be.
No, well, it was like the original Epstein place, wasn't it, where they still cameraed everything up. Do you know, I found a girl not long ago there on the streets, actually. She was walking along very upset, got talking to her. She's only 16, and she made a point of saying to me that she wasn't in a good place. And then she phoned me again the other day. I got her back where she needs to go, and she didn't want the help at the time. But she told me the other day her sister's being trafficked out to Manchester. And she's seen a video from me. So you see, God has a way of working in very mysterious ways. I've met her a while back, and then now she felt safe when she'd seen this video and realised I was coming out to say, look, we're going to go after everybody now. This is our time to shine the light. And she literally said, my sister's being trafficked so that I don't have to pay.
Yeah, the Bidens have been.
What?
My sister's being trafficked, so I don't have to be.
That sounds like almost like some kind of the toilet scrubby bubbles when they say it does the work so you don't have to. It sounds like that. What would she say?
Well, 1 in every 2 British people get trafficked in their lifetime. So it's one of those things where they tell you in the crowd, like, look to your left, look to your right. One of those people is a rapist. Now, do you feel safe? Something like that.
I think it's more like 1 3/4 in every one. Like
I gave Mariah 7 3/4. Now I can't get rid of her.
That'll happen.
Been very, very well known for many, many years on the inner circle as being involved in trafficking, paedophilia, etc. It's very, very well known, and this is why they're desperate to stop it coming out. Just to your point that you made earlier about Biden claiming to be the president, he is actually the president of a bankrupt corporation, the United States.
Got him.
A president of a bankrupt corporation is futile. It's pointless. It has no value.
I will come out here and admit that he's the president of a bankrupt corporation. The crowd goes wild. He stage dives.
Goes mild.
He's signing these orders and what have you. And if you look at the orders, they don't have the presidential seal on. And under his name, it doesn't have.
I feel like in the lower left-hand corner that she sells handmade knickknacks on Facebook Marketplace all day. I've seen her do it, I'm pretty sure. What is climbing? Is there a child escaping in the corner of her bedroom? Like literally climbing the wall to escape? What is going on back there?
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it because I'm too busy looking at homegirls, like totally barren. Like there's like nothing in this. There's like a chair. There's a thing against the wall that has some signs.
Okay, listen, Tony. When she got to this apartment, all the movers raped her and took her shit away. Damn, haven't you read her book?
Did they traffic her shit?
They trafficked my furniture. I had an ottoman that's been raped probably thousands or billions of times. Okay?
Trafficked everything.
And then you won't believe it. On the way home to complain, I got stuck in traffic.
It's probably one of her 19 cats up there in the corner.
Oh, it looks like a peanut doll or something. I don't know.
It just says president.
Right.
So yeah, he's claiming.
Oh, we might be buffering actually. What the fuck just happened? Every time you come on, you steal my internet, Tony.
When that brick tumbles, the rest will tumble too.
Well, weren't you, Madison? You talked about this yesterday, weren't we? You know, about what we thought.
Yeah. I believe it. I mean, Arizona, I think, is going to fall. I think there is an uprising that's happening here in America. It's a huge uprising where, just kind of like you talked about the officers, we know our Constitution and we are sovereign Americans.
Hold on, I'm buffering. Idiots. What'd you do to my internet, Tony?
You know.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's coming back. I just heard my own voice. A little bit. A little bit.
Just a little bit.
I think you're back. What was that? Question mark. Don't put an F in the chat. I'll knock your fucking teeth in a video game. Every time my shit buffers, chat to be dickheads start screaming it's the 10 Days of Darkness. Aren't we funny today, chat?
Zippity doo dah.
Must be over the target, Will. Oh. All right, I think we're back. 7,000 kilobits per second. We ought to be back. All right, let's hit the. You reckon?
Americans here, and we are not Americans of the corporation. We didn't sign off on that. We didn't sign off, and so there is an uprising. And with the pedophilia and the trafficking, you know, let's like Hunter Biden. No wonder he's a sicko because his dad is one. And
oh God,
they went and raided Giuliani's house, but you're not going to release. Why aren't you raiding Hunter Biden's? Like this is, and let's release it. It is so, we are, you know, people are saying, oh, they're so woke. You have no idea what that word even means, because you are not woke to anything, because this trafficking and pedophilia and all of it.
Tony.
Yeah.
I just got a notification that only 2 hours ago you subscribed to my channel.
Oh,
how long?
Did
it take?
No, shit. Let me tell you. I went and I hovered over your thing because I was trying to click on to get on your live earlier, and you weren't on yet. So I accidentally hit the thing, so I hit it back. So that's
yeah, okay.
I've been subscribed the whole time. Shut you. I accidentally went and I hovered over your thing, but I was doing it on my phone, not on the laptop. So I got these big fat thumbs.
That's what I would say.
Tumbling down like dominoes, and I agree 100%. It's going to start with Arizona.
It will do, but there's very, very little point at the moment taking it to the court, because you'll probably find that the judges, the Supreme Court judges, and all of the judges are on the same side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we've recently had the same thing to do with certain trolls in the UK that we've done our research.
Oh.
So there's no point going to the police because they're involved.
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely.
No point going to the courts because they're involved. So at the moment, when America changes from admiralty law back to constitutional law,
right,
and we have constitutional judges and constitutional lawyers, then you'll have a case that can be heard. But if you take it through the current legal system, you might as well bend over and kiss your ass goodbye. Because
I'm thinking about just skipping constitutional law and just going intergalactic law. Death matches, I think, is one of the things with lightsabers. No med beds allowed, of course. That'd be cheating.
Thunderdome. I wanted to go into Thunderdome law. Actually, that's what I want to do.
Mad
Max. It's very simple. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. You could charge like $3.50 an hour. It's very, very.
All right. And you can challenge anything. Like, I just don't like the way you looked at me. Death match.
That's it. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Let's go. Full send it.
I mean, you got 2 hopes and one of them's Bob.
Yeah.
It's so true. I mean, that's where the ones of us that know the Constitution, and then they're like, some of them are like, yeah, they're filing these police reports because you file a police report against the judges and all of them, but no one's going to take them out. And the sheriff here, the way that the law is written right now in the corporation, is the sheriff has the most power. The sheriff can take
she has no idea.
Or our military could, but it's like they're all just kind of sitting back, and I know they're waiting to see what happens, and that's where I think a lot of us are right now. And let's just pray that Arizona comes through.
I have an interview tomorrow morning with Sheriff Matt.
Did you see her just wipe her face again?
Together.
I think she's look, allegedly, I believe if you see that what I see, she looks a little toasted. She looks a wee bit toasted, sir.
Sometimes.
People, and there are plenty of good people, but none of them are involved in politics. So we just got to find them. It's not going to be easy. I know that Trump's team,
full wrist to fingertip wipe, bro. That's what that was. She took the wrist and she went all the way across.
Sometimes I do this. I call it the Malcolm X. I do this. So I used to call it Wakanda, but then I heard that was offensive, so I had to quit that.
You had to modify. You had to change it for the audience.
Yeah. I get $3 or $4 back on my fingertip.
People to lead us through the transition from darkness into light. But the most important thing when you've been through this is to be able to get the story in the public domain and then let God deal with evil, because at the moment, if you're taking it to a court or a police force or what have you, it's pointless at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's what we've said though, Madison, isn't it? We want to be together, because when you and I met, you're just like the left side of me, I'm the right, when we think exactly the same how we do this, and we both said, let's just pull the plaster off everything, and show it for what it is, and let the people, and give the respect to the people of the planet to know that they can make their own just decisions on how they want to handle this. Because we also know, and we both do know that.
Are the
with our
frogs
faith,
getting
my faith
bigger
is only-
numbers in their chats than this right here? Do you know how many people were in the chat for them?
Yeah, they got more than this video here.
The frogs do, right?
Yeah.
Man, they got a lot of people, man.
They started getting up around 5,000-6,000 live viewers, and that's not even counting. This has been up since May 3rd, 3 days, and it's only got 7,000 views.
Wow, good for them.
Yeah,
like
they deserve it. But to them, since neither one of them is actually human sized, that's like a drop in the bucket. That wouldn't feed Mike for a day.
If it had to be like, yeah.
And it's come off because of what I've seen. I was always spiritual, but I've anchored myself in what I've done because in Christ, because I know I couldn't handle this if I didn't. Because you can't take away what you see. You just can't.
Or what you've been through. You know, when I tell my story, I talk about the real Jesus. I was being trafficked and tortured, but you know what? Jesus was always there. And looking back now, I see he was there.
What?
And they tried to take the light, which was
Wait. She's not making a claim against Jesus, was she?
That's what I thought I heard.
Oh no!
But she's saying that Jesus was there for all of them. So
oh God!
You know, I don't know what she means by that.
She just had her producer at her pornography thing's name was Jesus, and she's like, Jesus was there the whole time. I swear, I saw him all the time. He always signed the paychecks.
He really did. He came out there and he did everything for the. he was clocking all our hours. He was cocking all our hours.
They didn't get surprised enough when she said Tom Hanks, George Soros, and Joe Biden. So now she's going to start naming biblical characters.
Right. Zechariah.
You guys know about Muhammad?
Beside me. They tried to take it from me, and that's when the tortures and the rapes and everything got worse and worse because they saw the light, because they saw the evil inside themselves. And you know what? As hard as it was to go through that, that's a blessing, because at that moment I know they saw Jesus, they knew who Jesus was and what they were doing.
And it frightened them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And when they see that will scare them. And what we're doing right now will scare them.
Yeah, that's a good point, Char. That this woman was saying that she'd had a bunch of people bend over, ebb, and
on the side of these evil people, they realize
ass bag them.
Their world is beginning to crumble. And of course, when their wall crumbles, it exposes everything behind it.
You want to be trafficked, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, right.
And once one brick falls, the lot will fall very, very quickly. And all we're trying to do is dislodge one brick at the moment.
I think what's been hard for you, though, Madison, or well, both of you girls and myself, is that, Charlie, you're involved with stuff, so you've seen a lot more and you've talked a lot more, so people talk to you. For us, being on the outside, and we know a fair bit now, you realise that when we've been doing research and stuff, you don't know how you are, if you're safe or not.
Doing research and stuff.
Obviously now I know stuff more that there's people out there protecting us. Before, I didn't know anything, and it is quite hard, isn't it? Because for somebody to put their head above the parapet.
Because we're doing research and stuff.
There's not a lot going on. We don't think it must be showing.
You know what? No, she hasn't.
Doing massages, couples massages and stuff.
She is massaging her cavity.
Ooh. Okay. That's a strange story. That's the same way I met Charlie. He was actually delivering some gold to a friend of mine, and he offered us a massage, a couples massage. Very strange. Multiple happy endings.
Stage right now on this journey where it's like building a house. The foundations are being built, which nobody will ever see, and this is very, very important. They're so important to the structure of the future. And people are going, well, can't you see the foundations? It's like when you put pour concrete and you put the steel into the concrete. Within seconds, you don't even see the steel, but you know it's there. And that's what's happening right now. We're building the foundations right now for the rest of humanity's time. Most people will never see it. It's only the construction workers who are there putting it in that will actually know what's in there. Because most people won't even know, but they'll know that the house at the end of it will be beautiful. But they won't see the hard work that went into creating the foundations and building the foundations. And this is a very, very important part. And I can't stress enough the honesty of what you said there, Madison, about how you got into it. I think will encourage other young women who feel guilty right now and say, well, I got myself into it, it's my fault.
Will and I are doing a fundraiser because we are going to purchase the Big Bat Tour.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to purchase it from Robert David Steele. He's already probably put down deposits on several things. Have you talked about the tour yet?
No. Well, other than Cynthia leaving.
It just crossed my mind.
I actually had made an offer on all 20,000 hats that he has already pre-purchased.
$3.
Yeah.
$3. Cash
The devil
right
has
now.
a beautiful way of making
He'd like to jerk my hand off. Said he had to repay his wife some alimony or something.
things look stunning from the outside.
some paint.
We know the saying, the
Maybe
grass
some
is always
paint.
greener the other side, and then you get there, and it's bloody AstroTurf. I mean, nothing like the real thing.
It's funny though, Charlie, I'm finding that this is what half the problem is at the moment. You've still got people judging, very judgy people about certain things. And I'm like, hold on a moment. You wouldn't be so judgy if it was your own children. You need to take yourself out of your shoes and put yourself into other people's positions. It doesn't matter what journey they were on. What matters is they came through it. And if they have got good heart and they've seen the light, then we support them. That's what we do. And this is why I'm really getting annoyed with what I'm seeing. And I can only speak in the UK. I'm seeing it and I'm realizing it, that I'm saying, you know, I'm very plain when I talk. You know that, Madison. You got that from me. You know, I speak about how it annoys me on people because I don't suffer fools gladly, and I hate people the way they judge everyone when their own house isn't in order. Completely.
Yes.
And they're there telling everyone, well, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm thinking, well, Jesus accepted anybody. You know, he had a thief on his board of directors. Do you know
I
what mean?
probably won't go back tonight. I did download it though, so I can watch it tonight and pull the parts out I want to show tomorrow or whatever day.
You know,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
When you get to a T-junction in life, if you turn left and it's the wrong way, as long as you turn around and recognize it, then you become a better person. But if you sit at that
Oh, do
T-junction
people
and
go into
nowhere,
Froggies
you'll
just
never get
because they like to fuck?
That's not how that works. What?
What? I'm sorry. What did Charlie say?
He just said, okay, when you come to a T intersection and you go the wrong direction and you realize it, turn around and come back and go the right direction, well, you've just become a better person in life. I mean, that's a good analogy. If you think about life as intersections and turns, but just to say when you go down the wrong road.
If you go down the wrong way, he's saying, look, here's what he's saying. You've gone down the wrong path. All right. But now what you're going to do is you're turning your life around to go in the good direction of life. Because when you're at the T, you are making a choice between right and wrong. Right is wrong in this one, which is very confusing.
No, okay.
And left is right. Okay.
But he described it literally, not as an analogy.
Left is wrong and right is right. I apologize. You're right. Right is right. Left is wrong. So you make a left. And then, shit, you made a left. That's wrong. So now you're going the other way. You're fixing your life. So you're becoming a better person. I see what he's saying, but maybe a little, patriot.
Sometimes.
What you've done, Madison, is you turned left. You realized it was not the right thing for you. And you turned around. The trouble was there was
That's
roadblocks
awesome.
in the way trying to stop you going the right way.
Right.
Most of us know that we come up against it. It's not easy to go the right way. It's always easier
Exactly.
to go the wrong way. Always. Because the devil makes it that way. He leads us into temptation. He leads us into evil. And then he laughs at us when we're stuck in it.
Yes.
That's how evil he is.
Oh, absolutely. But people, when you study the Bible, because the Bible was always twisted for me when I was a little girl, and I'm like, I'm going to study to see what Jesus has to say to me. The devil was the most beautiful angel there was. So of course he's going to make sin look good. He's going to make it look good. So in all of what we're doing here, standing up to it, it's not an easy task. It's daunting and it's tiring, but it's like, who, if not us, then who? This is not even, it's not even about the UK or America. It is about humanity in a whole at this point, and it's global.
Can I just say something what you just said? Somebody spoke to me the other day and said, well, what about, how do you feel about your family and how do you feel about other people?
She looks like the chick from Always Sunny in
I'm
Philadelphia,
gonna be honest,
too.
I love my family. I mean, I
True.
don't about my family per se, but they're talking about families in general, turning you back from when you do it, you're going after this
Sweet
cause. And I
D.
said, look, I know in my heart, this feels completely right because I've seen this for years, what's going on. And I have to do this. I have to do it because beyond families, if we don't protect humanity, there won't be families in the future. And the thing is, most of these people that I'm around aren't realizing.
I mean, do you think she could have picked something else other than that ringer freaking
and look at
t-shirt
what's going to happen in the
wear?
future. And if we don't sort the now out, there won't be a future for these kids, and they're all going to be literally fodder for the system. And that's why I'm involved in this, because I'm doing this for my son. And I say I have family members that, or friends and family that they've said, well, what about this or what about that? And I'm like, well, my choice is humanity. This isn't, you're not talking about a bit of an argument here between a husband and wife or anything. This is humanity. We haven't got a choice. We have to protect humanity. And that's the thing. And it's true what Donald Trump said. This is the long, lonely road. But at the end of it, there's going to be a lot of heroes there that are also on the right side. And that's what we've got to do. We've just got to pull more people on board. And I'm finding that the people we're pulling on board.
I can't believe people believe this lady at all.
There's nothing wrong with that because everybody deserves the right chance and
I
everybody
mean,
deserves a good
she
life.
is
Everybody.
just.
And this is the issue we've got. People are too busy putting everyone in boxes.
She is a lot.
And I can't be doing with superficial people.
It is
Oh,
literally
that's
the
exactly
most.
it. And President Trump was the first president in my lifetime to talk about human trafficking, combat human trafficking, and want to give each and every one of us survivors a voice and to make it heard that the survivors' voices should be heard. And that's why I do it. I have 2 sons. They're 10 and 5. And people say, oh, you shouldn't talk politics with your kids. Listen, I'm teaching my kids to resist at every ounce and every aspect of the way.
Yeah,
that they need to resist if someone wants to give them the COVID vaccine. Resist. Like, if other people want to get it, fine, great. But this for my children. And it's like, I haven't muzzled them once this whole entire year. I refuse to put it on them. Trafficking has surged because of the mask mandates in all of the countries. I mean, it's just like CPS and all of them. They can
why are you just
sell them out of a back of a police car
people?
because
Why are
even
you
the
on
police
here?
officers,
What are you doing?
can't identify them. You have a hat on, a mask on, and glasses. You have a hat
I
on,
can
mask
figure
on,
it
and
out.
glasses, and you just take the kids. And that's what's going on at the borders. I mean, it's horrendous. It's horrendous.
Ah.
So I'm with you. I'm fighting alongside for my children so that they can have a family. I mean, I want to be a grandma one day. I'll say it. I want them to maybe a great grandma. God lets me live that long.
I spoke to another friend of Charlie's the other day, who Charlie put me onto actually, who's a wonderful reporter. And I spoke to her and she said, I can't talk now. I'm under the border of Mexico in a tent with some children drinking hot drinks and they're protecting children. And it just blows you away. And that's what I want to be involved with. That's going to be.
I didn't catch that, but I did hear something. I know enough. I need to go back. What did she just say?
Yeah, it did not sound good. I don't know why, but
be a
it
grandma
feels
one
like
day.
it needs
I'll say it. I want
a
them
bit
to
of a
maybe
review
great grandma. God lets me live
as I
that
get a
long,
little more
I spoke
comfortable.
to another friend of Charlie's the other day, who Charlie put me onto actually, who's a wonderful reporter. And I spoke to her and she said, I can't talk now. I'm under the border of Mexico in a tent with some children drinking hot drinks and they're protecting children. And it just blows you away. And that's what
Charlie
I want to be
was
involved
with them protecting.
A friend of Charlie's.
Like you saw Bridget Bardot with a dog. I want to be under that.
Was having hot drinks with a bunch of children
Obviously, I'd like to think
in
it's very
Mexico.
Oh yeah, a friend.
Is that what the fuck she just said?
Yes.
Okay.
She's claiming the U.S. military is protecting the children, and that's how they know.
Right. And they're having a bunch of drinks with them. That too.
And yeah, Charlie's friend.
Charlie, buddy. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Come on, play. What? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Piece of shit.
Register with me just then. We're not asking people to believe us on this one. Go and do your own research, but don't research it on Google, because on Google they've cleared it out the way, so you can't see it. You have to go onto other search engines such as DuckDuckGo. And the other thing that we noticed the other day, that if you do a search on Alibaba for adrenochrome, they've taken that out. You have to put the chemical compound in, and suddenly pages and pages and pages of it come up. It's there. It's all there. We knew that with the furniture company in America, that you could order furniture and stuff. Wayfair, you could order on their website, and suddenly there was pillows that were like 30,000, and they had the name of the pillow, which was the name of the child that was on offer. I mean, some of this stuff is incredibly sick. It's been done also on the Walmart website as well. They've been shifted through there as well.
Right.
All of these where normal human beings will just go, oh, they've made a mistake with the number. It's supposed to be $3, not $33,000, 333. These people are sick. These people are incredibly sick. And I had somebody yesterday who contacted me that had a pen drive that was sent to them in error, and they just decided to look at it, and it was sent to the wrong address. Wow. And it's got all the details.
Like Kennedy, like era.
German woman, and she has taken a copy and exposed it. And we're going to publish it on our website today. But she's got all the details off the pen drive, and it might have been sent by mistake, or it may have been accidentally on purpose, because there are people like you, Madison, who put themselves into it and want to get out of it, and this is the way to get out of it. There are many ways to get out of it, and then none of them are easy. Right. And so this person may well be chosen to expose this stuff. But I think also, going back to Danielle, these agencies that are there
chosen to
expose them, have not been doing it. I had a discussion with a lady a few months ago now that was collecting money for UNICEF down here in Spain. And I said, I'm ever so sorry, sweetheart, I can't be giving to UNICEF because they're not what you think they are. And she said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I said, the money doesn't go to the children, it just goes to the rich people. They're stealing it all. And she's going, no. I said, do you know why I'm telling you the truth? And I showed her the video of the money that I was asked to put into the bank for the top people in UNICEF to buy new houses, cars and boats.
Wow.
And she folded up her stand and went home in tears. And it was very, very sad.
It's sad, isn't it?
It's very sad. It's very sad.
In it.
Because here in the U.S., all of our schools, they support UNICEF.
Correct.
And it's just ridiculous to come and find out that these people are actually doing the trafficking.
Well, I spoke to somebody from UNICEF that was involved in Haiti, and they were celebrating that they'd managed to to steal 3,000 children
No.
during the hurricane in Haiti.
Oh my goodness.
They had a party to celebrate. Now you imagine.
Wow.
They celebrated.
Madison, you're a mother. I'm a father and a grandfather. You imagine that you get over the emotion of losing a child. I've lost my firstborn son in a road accident some years back, and that pain never goes away. And you imagine if you find out that your son didn't die, he was stolen and trafficked. I mean, if you found that out 5-10 years afterwards, I don't know how you'd cope with it. It's one thing to deal with the sorrow of losing a child, but then finding out you didn't actually lose him, he was stolen. That, my heart goes out to every parent in Haiti that thought they'd lost a child in a hurricane, and then finds out they've been stolen. That's on a different level.
It is on a different level. You can't imagine that. I was an adult when I was trafficked, but I look at my kids, and that's why, I fight this fight now and I've rescued these kids. I mean, I've had these kids that have been tortured and raped and held them in my hands. And it is heart-wrenching and heartbreaking. And then some of them are from the CPS system that were in foster care, but they were taken from good homes and good families.
Is she saying? What is she saying?
Away. I get.
Hold on, we'll back up right quick.
She is.
I'm confused by it all.
She held I don't know what the fuck. What is she saying, Stacy? Girl, what are you doing? What the? I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone right now, bro.
All right, here we go.
It was one thing to deal with the sorrow of losing a child, but then finding out you didn't actually lose him, he was stolen. That, my heart goes out to every parent in Haiti that thought they'd lost a child in a hurricane, and then finds out they've been stolen. That's on a different level.
It is on a different level. You can't imagine that. I was an adult when I was trafficked, but I look at my kids, and that's why, I fight this fight now and I've rescued these kids. I mean, I've had these kids that have been tortured and raped and held them in my hands. And it is heart-wrenching and heartbreaking. And then some of them are from the CPS system that were in foster care, but they were taken from good homes and good families. And the courts just took them away. I get really annoyed. You guys might appreciate this. People always say, oh, well,
if you look at
the movie Taken, because they like that British actor. I'm like, that's not what it's, I mean,
Liam Neeson.
Stealing you, but they are
Yeah.
organized.
You look at
It's not
the
like there's
orphanage
just someone
system
coming on
down
the
there in
street and
Haiti,
grabbing
and
it. It is
it's
organized crime
really
where
fucked up.
they are pulling them from schools and places like Haiti. I mean, Oprah had, I can't remember where it was, where the children in her orphanage, all those children just went missing. No one's talking about that. Where'd those children go? No one knows where those children went.
Absolutely. Where are they?
Yeah. I mean, I am with you. It's heart-wrenching and heartbreaking, and they're coming, like I said earlier, they're coming for our kids, and they're coming hard. I mean, you should see some of the laws that they're passing for pedophilia here in the U.S. It is sickening, and the schools sending out letters wanting to teach anal stimulation and tell our boys that they can be girls if they want at 4 or 5. I mean, it's just crazy.
Did I pause it? Oh, I hit the space button. The fuck? Everything paused. Hold on. Okay, there it goes.
I mean, I homeschool my 2 children, and I have complete control of their schooling. And now they're trying to bring in the 7 mindsets, which is, oh, don't listen to your parents type stuff. And
Oh, I got you. I can fix the chat.
And I'm like, oh, no. This mommy don't play that game.
Mm-hmm. No, did you know what?
Finger on the button.
The one thing I've learned, I have a fair amount, as you can imagine, of spiritual protection right now, which I'm very grateful for. And we have one particular lady who we think the world of.
Fair amount of spiritual protection. Thank God.
Mm-hmm. We don't want to lose Charlie.
Who's Indian descent, and she loves Justin to death. She told Justin he's on the 15th dimension, and Mummy and Daddy are on the 11th dimension. And he's rather proud of that. He's way above us. And do you know what, though? The one thing I've learned is our children, if nurtured and loved,
But you
properly,
never
they're
hear the end of
way
it.
above us. So they can see things with so much more clarity than we can.
It's so weird.
Sometimes listen to them, and when we listen to them, they will communicate to us more than we would ever imagine, with a little bit of love and care. That sometimes, I don't know about you, Madison, but with me, certainly, when I was a young kid, because I was trying to rebel, I was looking down avenues I shouldn't be looking down, because I was that type of kid.
Right.
And whereas if my parents had just spent more time with me to try and understand.
Pretty generic kid story.
If you like, my naughtiness as a 15, 16-year-old, because I wasn't allowed to smoke, was smoking cigarettes. That was my naughtiness at that stage, because I wasn't allowed to do that. That was of the devil. That was evil. But I had to go and try it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Charlie, I came from a very abusive household. That's why.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah, and then you just think that this is normal. You think this
Well,
is
that explains it.
And when I look at my kids, what you
What a
said,
dickhead.
everyone should hear, is if you just love your kids and treat them with the respect, because they're little humans. We don't have to demand that they are little humans. And if we love them and respect them, I mean, sometimes my kids say things to me, I'm like, wow, how are you 10 and 5? You were so smart. And maybe I need to get some counseling for my children because they're just so smart.
We do love children. when you love children, you get 10 times more back. You know, yesterday we took Justin to the county championships for gymnastics, and he came back with a gold medal. And he was very, very.
Is
chuffed
that the
with
thing
so
that
were we.
Tiz?
But you know, when he
put
got
on?
home, the first thing he did was got his air track out.
I didn't see it, honestly. What were we talking about?
Wow.
We don't.
I think Tiz put up some of the footage from Justin's.
Oh, track meet or whatever you just said.
It was like a
He
dance
realised that the other
competition.
boys were going to try and catch.
What? I thought he just said
Yeah.
something about the track meet, but I was also listening to a different
Track
video on my headset.
I thought it was a dance competition.
Hold on.
I mean, sometimes my kids say things to me. I'm like, wow, how are you 10 and 5? You're so smart. And maybe I need to get some counseling for my children because they're just so smart.
When you love children, you get 10 times more back. You know, yesterday we took Justin to the county championships for gymnastics, and he came back with a gold.
Oh,
He was
gymnastics.
very, very chuffed with that, and so were we. But you know, when he got home, the first thing he did was got his air track out and started training again for the next one.
Wow.
We'd only been home 10 minutes because he realised that the other boys were going to try and catch him. So he gone, I need to up my game.
Other boys. Okay.
Beautiful. And he was on the way home, where it's, I don't know, an hour and a half away from where we live. He was just so grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that, and so thankful. And for me, it was just lovely to get away from the screens for a day.
Yeah.
And then just look at reality of this massive sports centre, massive. We weren't allowed in. We had to watch it in the.
Are there really hundreds or thousands of other boys locally that are chasing him down to be the dominant force within gymnastics locally? He dances with a ribbon. Come on.
Oh my God, is that what he does?
Interpretive ribbon dance.
Door with about
I
70
didn't
other
even
people
hear
around
that.
him
Is
with
that
no
what they
mask.
just said?
And he just,
Mm-hmm.
really? And I said to the Spanish, can you see how much sense this makes? We're not allowed in that massive building, fully aerated, but we're allowed in the cafe next door to watch it on the big screen. 70 of us, all squashed in having breakfast.
Yeah, but that's 70 people. Well, that's 69 people that have woken up now.
Yeah, there were people looking at me going, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yeah, because that's all it takes, isn't it? So all this ridiculous behaviour, it's happening. It's like somebody was saying the other day, oh, Claire, what should we do about these vaccine passports? I said, well, why, what do you need them for? I said, you won't need to go anywhere soon. I said, just leave it as it is at the moment. It'll all sort itself out, and then you can go on holiday again. I said, don't do anything with anything. I said, stop worrying about
The good thing with the vaccine, there's a good thing with the vaccine passport, that once you show it, you won't be allowed to travel. It'll backfire. This is what the devil does. He leads you into trouble, and you go, oh, yeah, I'll have that. Oh, shit, I can't go anywhere now. I'm done.
Yeah.
He leads you into
So
Barney.
there's craziness going on with the
Rubble.
vaccines. I'm sure that's for a whole nother
Trouble.
episode. If you're around like people that have gotten it, I mean, not to be gross, but women's periods are going crazy. If you're around someone that was vaccinated, I mean, but I think that's true. You're probably going to have it, and then all of us will be flying free, mask free.
But do you know what though, Matt? That's really, it's upsetting in another way, because what they've done again, due to the devil, they divided people again.
Yeah, but they want us divided.
It's
That's
hard,
what I talk
isn't it?
about all the time. They want us
Yeah.
divided. They want a
I know.
race war, and they want us divided.
What you just said made me smile though, because you talk about women's menstruation and natural harmony, and I used to have 2 maids, and obviously my daughter, and I've got my wife now. But if you put 3 or 4 women in one house, they menstruate at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How does that work? The only good thing is we only get 1 nutty weeky a month. We get 3 weeks of happiness.
But listen, if you get the vaccine, you might have a nutty like
fuck is
month,
wrong
couple
with him?
months. If, you
Is
know,
he
if you get the
crazy?
vaccine, might be a couple nutty months.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
My mum, my sister, and I, my poor old dad. My dad was out. I think he spent more time outside.
Do you know that just would not go over in a normal
It's hell on
room?
earth for you guys.
Okay, like that just would not fly in a normal room. That okay? With
Yeah.
women in a normal, you just wouldn't say that.
Well, unless you're Charlie Ward.
Hey, Charlie Ward.
What does it matter?
He takes it out deeper, homie.
He can use the quantum computer to fix it if you don't like it later.
Yeah, he's gonna med bed them if they're traumatized.
Huh.
They're gonna heal it all.
Idiot.
He's fixing the chip in his head. There we go.
We had we're a
There he
blended
goes.
family. There's 12 of them total.
Oh,
And
wow.
two of the youngest ones are at home right now. And we had 4 teenage girls in one house plus me.
Oh wow.
So my husband, we own a business as well, and he would just stay out in the shop.
Yeah.
For a week. He'd go cry.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sorry, you can deal with the teenagers while I'm pregnant. I'm like, all right, thanks a lot. It's good.
Yeah, when we talked earlier about Madison getting into the sex industry, also when you're young.
If I was to
But also,
be in
your
a
emotions change
situation where I
Dude,
had
call her out again.
I know that with my current wife, that there's certain days where there's certain subjects I can't.
Alright, let me pause it.
The next
My
day,
shit won't work. My shit won't work just when I click in the screen anymore. It's fucked up. Oh, where did Tony just go?
I'm right here.
Oh, why did the camera change like that?
Can't hear me? No?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now you're below me, bro. Let me fix it right quick. The last thing I heard is you said you were in a situation where you had to choose. What was that?
If I was in a situation where I would have to choose to, like have to sleep with one of these people, it would be the woman in the lower left.
Oh no.
I'm
kind of leaning towards Charlie. At least I know his menstruation cycle isn't synced up.
I just know that I feel like, I don't know, this one, the one on the lower right, is going to try and take my kidneys. Charlie's going to try and, I don't know what he's going to try and do. And the one up on the top left, she's just freaking out of her mind.
Yeah. Yeah, she's crazy as fuck.
She's fine.
So I feel like I'm
And this is something
safest
we're all
with the girl on the
human.
lower
We're all
left.
human. And I think it's so important. I think the most important lesson we've learned today.
And she
is
looks
that
like
you
she
can actually
might
get yourself into a situation.
whip up
that you chose to get into.
enchiladas
And
like a motherfucker, boy.
And I'll give you a simple example. Because getting into the sex business, perhaps
You know what I'm
whoa, whoa, whoa. Just getting
Oh, yeah.
into a rough sea. It might look brilliant for surfing.
Looks like she can cook pretty decent.
And I was surfing,
Minimum.
which is around the corner from Bondi. And I was surfing.
Oh yeah,
and I
you
got
don't do
turned
much
over
Mexican
by a
food
wave.
down there, huh?
And I thought it looked amazing, so I went out there and I was surfing.
Yeah, we do Mexican food.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we got a bunch of Mexicans live here.
Okay.
Oh, one of my, I guess probably my best friend through high school. He was a punter on our football team. His parents owned a Mexican restaurant. It was awesome.
Ooh, that is awesome.
Like we would go eat at their house all the time, like before a football game and stuff, like a pregame stuff, and they would just make us food for me.
Shit. Well, we had the neighbors, had the Italian restaurant, Marabella's.
Right.
But, I got Italian food from my grandmother. I mean, it was cool to get food from Marabella's, but it was all the way downtown, and blah, blah, blah,
Right. No, it's good.
Would love to have
I just heard.
local
I was freaking out. I just heard Ollie yelling, but I guess he was just. I thought I could hear him like 10 minutes ago, and then like a couple more times. But I checked the cameras and he wasn't moving. Like it looked like he was asleep, but I guess he was just yelling from around. But he finally ran into her bed, so I can ignore him again.
I'm a surf bum, and then suddenly I got.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that these guys don't have the Froggies. What Charlie and everybody they lack is their ending, because the Froggies always say like, "Oh well, we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow." Like
that's yeah.
Charlie, they don't really have a finish like that.
That's yeah. They need something, a grand finale, like when all their periods sync up and they show us.
Yeah, they would get more lives. They have to do what the frogs do.
That's right.
I'm gonna
finish
start doing
strong.
what the fucking frogs do. You kidding? Jesus.
Just lying. Just fuck it.
No, I'm just sit there and talk about I need a Nephilim for a co-host.
Yeah, and literally
do some casting.
What if I just got 8-foot legs when I get my new legs?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be perfect because we got the time.
I got turned and I was like, shit, get me out of here. I was like in a washing machine, go round and round and round. I was like, and then when I got out, the Aussie lads were saying to me, Charlie, if you don't get back in now, you'll never get back in the sea again.
Somebody said he's a shower, not a closer.
I got myself into that trouble. For those people who haven't got involved in the sex business, there are many other things you can get involved in. That's just one example. You can get and go, wow, I didn't expect that to happen. And we've all got into certain situations in our lives. And we just need to admit them that we wish we hadn't got into.
That's why I've always said that. I said the other day, didn't I, Charlie, on my thing? I said, none of us are perfect, but there's no logbook for running your life. And not one of us have made all the right turns. And I think we all need to just be a whole heap kinder to each other and accept that if you've turned onto a journey that you want to go down the right road, then that's absolutely fine. And even if you're on the wrong road and you need help, we'll still help you. People need to stop judging other people and start loving.
We need to remember that Jesus died not for perfect people.
Exactly. He died for the sinners. That's why I always joke that he would be my designated driver, because he hung out with those people.
Sure.
And
There
I
you
had
go.
someone that was getting
There it
crazy
is.
with me saying, you chose this. Yeah, listen, I said I chose it, but you can't hold me accountable for other people's actions when they stole my freedom. That's not on me, and I've forgiven myself. And get your house in order before you point towards my house.
I mean,
because you lost the choice, and that's
Yeah.
the difference.
And there's also many, many cases that have happened in history where women, after a few drinks, have gone home with somebody at night
Yeah. MLK Ultra.
May well be. And they've gone back believing they were going to be protected. I come from a very old-fashioned mentality whereby I would always make sure when I took a girl home, unless she invited me in, I wouldn't go.
I actually only got one leg out of the deal. I got one leg out of the deal and 4 toes on the other leg.
Yeah, we got to fill in between. We got to get we got to go from arch to heel, kneecap, thigh.
That's right.
The song
in that order.
Yeah, we just need to get the things that connect on the leg from the ground up. We don't want to go the other way. We're doing it from the ground up.
I would have had enough money for 2 legs, but I 3D printed off a 3rd leg. So
yeah, well, that's not very good, is it? But then you learn his mother was a prostitute all of his life, and his father was a drug addict and used to sexually abuse him and beat him. And in the end, he just had enough and bought himself a gun and shot them both. Now, to me, I actually understand him. Yeah. I understand him, and I went on, spoke to him. This is 30 years ago. I spoke to him and I said, "I'd like to take your case and take your case up and get you out of prison because you should never be here." And he said, "Please don't, Charlie. I'm safe here." It broke my heart. It broke my heart.
Take his case up. What the fuck did he just say? He's not a lawyer.
He would like to take his place because you shouldn't be here. And the guy said, "Please don't. Please don't. I'm safe here, Charlie."
I thought he was talking like Rudy Giuliani. Like, I want you to take my case. I thought he said case. He said place.
Yeah, I would take your place in prison.
All right. The owner of the particular prison said to me, "Charlie, he's the absolute perfect model, and I do everything I can for him, but he never wants to leave here because he feels safe. He doesn't trust outside, and that's heartbreaking because he didn't know it. He didn't know love from on the outside, and I totally get it. And there was nothing I could do to convince him. The governor adored him, and the governor said, "You leave him."
You know what needs to be playing in the background?
He's talking about this guy in a very weird way, bro.
Yeah, sexually.
He's saying some words. He is saying some words that you just don't talk about another man about. That's just my opinion, but.
You know what needs to be playing in the background here? Actually, I think you need to sing it for us. Nick Veneman. Nick Veneman's "Don't Be Hurt." He's never known love.
To me, I'll protect him, and this particular governor was protecting him and looking after him, which God will recognize him for. It is.
Well, that's how sad is that? Like we're supposed to be. That's where I do everything to protect my children because I was in a house where my dad would say, "If you love Jesus, take off your clothes." That was what I thought.
We'll do another marathon. I like the idea of doing marathons. That was fun.
Then you do it because the outside world he's associating that with his parents. I understand it too. I mean, trust me, there were times that I wanted to like do stuff to them because I blamed them for many years that I ended up in the situation, ended up in porn, and then ended up being trafficked and all of that. I blamed it on them. So I get where he is coming from. Sure. But you know what? There is a really beautiful world out there. I mean, look at how Claire and I met. I mean,
Inbound. Okay, hi.
For your 5th toe.
For your 5th toe, thank you very much. I've got a full set of toes on the left leg. Thank you.
World and beautiful people like Charlie and Danielle, and that like you're missing out, and it's just hard because someone like that should have never been in jail. That's the problem with the prison systems. He should have been in therapy and extensive therapy to heal him, one, from the sexual abuse and the abuse from his mother, because I always say I lived with a broken mother and a sadistic father, but that wasn't my fault, and it wasn't this guy's fault. So that just it breaks my heart.
You don't get bad children, do you? You don't get bad children. Children are born, and you don't get bad kids. You get it's like you don't have a bad dog, you get a bad owner. And it's the same with children, isn't it? They get broken because of the system. And I've gone back over this and I keep saying, the drugs, the heroin has had a huge influence on what they did, the Chinese Communist Party, and particularly in the UK with what I know, with how they brought it.
Makes sense.
It's crazy because that has broke the family unit down. You can see, if you look at films from the 1940s to the 1950s, 55s, you'll look and you'll see the whole persona change to do with drugs and everything. I'm not talking about cocaine, which has always been around. I'm talking about hard heroin and the difference change. It just broke families and communities. And then from there,
well, I mean, cocaine's pretty hard as well.
Where they picked away from again. They picked the whole system.
Hard heroin.
It's like the
not the soft kind.
Everything to do with all the
blue magic
trafficking and everything. It's all lip service. They don't throw enough money at it to be able to help it, and it was never going to. Was it never?
Dog food.
Children trafficking. I know firsthand. For normal people wouldn't quite understand this because when you go through an airport, you say it's impossible to get it through, and it's virtually impossible to get heroin through in quantity and children through in quantity. Then you suddenly realise that these US military air bases that we have plenty around the world. There's one not far down the road here in Spain. 35,000 US servicemen there at the moment, There's loads in the United Kingdom.
They're going playing the military for trafficking now.
With zero customs.
Yep.
Zero. Be full of children, full of heroin, full of everything. And they have been. And I've had phone conversations with captains of these big planes who can't go public at this moment in time for fear for their life and their families, who said to me, look, Charlie, we had no problem landing anywhere in the world. There are bases. Nobody questions us when we land there or where we take off from, because the CIA and the FBI protect us.
Yeah, and it's the hobby airports that keep up, though, isn't it?
Yep.
Right.
You know, in the
I can
UK.
tell you that's true. I cannot wear a mask because everything I've gone through, and I won't do it anyway, but I got subpoenaed to go to DC, and they're like, here, you're gonna get on a military plane. And they did not check anything. Like even in the airport, it wasn't, you just go onto the runway, get in the plane, go land and get off. No one even knew that I was being transported at that point in time, that I was on the plane. Because someone said, aren't they gonna get mad at you for not having a mask? I'm like, it's a military plane. I just go into DC on this military plane. So it's true. People don't think about that.
How long ago was that?
I was in DC last month. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, but these things that with the regulations that they make their own rules. They make their own rules.
Well, it's everything to, even like, for instance, over here with your data protection. Everybody's like, oh, it's there to protect. It's not there to protect you. You're naughty. Data protection is there to protect the people that are lying to you and hiding everything. That's what it's there for. That's what it is there for, and that's all it was set up for. Going back to one thing, though, Matt, tell me about what you heard about Biden. I mean, I loved that bit this yesterday about the court case. What was that?
About what?
Did you say about Biden being in court?
Biden being caught or in court? Oh shit! I backed up. Hold on.
Go onto the runway, get in the plane.
Over here with your data protection. Everybody's like, oh, it's there to protect. It's not there to protect you. You're naughty. Data protection is there to protect the people that are lying to you.
Doing the tribunal part again.
That's what it is. That's all it was set up for. Going back to one thing, though, Matt, tell me about what you heard about Biden. I mean, I loved that bit this yesterday about the court case. What was that?
About what?
Did you say about Biden being in court?
Yeah, no problem, Valerie.
I mean, there's military tribunals going on. I do have a gag order on me at this point, so but he's definitely
Someone trafficked and gagged you.
Whoa! No, she said she had a gag order. What the?
Oh, I thought she said honor.
On. She had a ball and gag on her. Listen, what bullcrap? More of the bullshit.
Dude, she's got a gag order.
That's like she's trying. I think is she trying to say NDA?
For the sixth toe on the third leg.
For the sixth toe on the third leg. Actually, thank you very much. We needed to replicate that wart. I know sometimes I lovingly call it my sixth toe on my third leg, but it is a growth, but I don't want to do away with it, okay? I got to know him. He seems to be a pretty good guy. We're going to leave it.
And accused him, and that's been out even in the mainstream news.
She makes me gag.
Accused him of rape when he was in office with Obama. So a lot of women are coming forward, but they're not giving like all the details. And I'm like, let's just say.
Oh, she's one of the rapists. I mean, raped.
So can I say that?
Yeah, but as I said earlier, there's little or no point.
Hey, Beer Man.
He's got to wait.
Hey, Beer Man, Travis Hudgens. Should we start on Will a camel toe? I'm thinking about making a bracket. They're hot swappable. That way, when I feel like working hard and holding a job and providing for my family, obviously the third leg. When I feel like being a whiny little bitch and making Mariah do everything, camel toe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, victim was the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Tribunal.
Right. Oh, I can't wait.
Exactly. That may or may not have happened already. Just saying.
It has happened.
No, because at the end of the day,
camel toe.
Sort of came out with the old Hillary Clinton thing the other day, which obviously was fact. Oh, the abuse I got, she's dead, and then it's all this stuff like, oh god,
she can't be dead. She just tweeted.
That's why I phoned Charlie up and I said, oh my god, Charlie, I nearly peed my pants. And he said, why? I said, some woman who's very nice said to me, oh, she said, Hillary Clinton said she can't. She's just tweeted, and oh my god, I nearly wet my pants. I was like, oh my god, bloody hell, save me.
People like no one does any search. I'm like, how is Joe Biden? He used to be right-handed, now he's left-handed. His signature is different. Like, it's like, come on. And because I had experience with him, for some time there, I'm like, am I going crazy? I had to say to my therapist, I think I'm going crazy because this doesn't look like the same dude that did all this stuff to me. So it's kind of comical at this point.
Quite nice white actor that the guy replaced him, isn't it?
She is not the first one, by the way, to be a victim or whatever of Joe Biden.
Right.
Said it on camera. There's one on my IG. She is someone who was claimed that, Joe Biden, Alec Baldwin, Trump as well on that, on that list. Like that was what the other woman said. And
Sure.
some of Trump's like, yeah, Trump's advisors or whatever, was like, and it's on my IGTV, and she was talking about being trafficked to a lot of people by Epstein, and that they were following her and all that stuff. And I don't trust anybody. So I don't know what to say about it. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of fucked up shit going on, but I clearly think that they're using it for their benefit and on a scale that probably doesn't exist.
In Castle Rock in Hollywood. And then now there's a third one that's playing about an hour away from Washington. They've got another studio there as well.
Who was the one that was it Jim Carrey that went up the steps when he fell on the plane? I bet it was him because that was really
Yes,
cool.
it was. It was Jim Carrey on the steps.
He was throwing himself into those steps, wasn't he?
Yeah. Right. I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. But thank you so
Are they
much.
saying it was Jim Carrey that was the one
Thank
that
you, Claire, for
fell
bringing
on the
Danielle
fucking
Madison
steps
to me. I really appreciate
as Joe Biden? Okay.
Yes.
Whatever. All right.
That was his only role. He didn't want a recurring spot, just a guest star.
These people.
What do you mean by these people?
What do you mean, you people?
Lovely.
Yep. All right.
Take
Thank
care.
you very much, ladies.
Bye.
Bye, Charlie.
Bye-bye now.
Wow.
That was it, dude. What do you even say to that?
Oh my God. Oh boy.
I don't even.
Dear Lord, please send some giant pterodactyl of some kind to just pick these people up and take them to another place, another world.
Oh.
Please take them. If there is a doorway to the fifth dimension, can we just fucking push Charlie Ward through it?
Maybe.
Can we do something?
Oh, I don't know. Let me check this right here right quick. Hold on. What was that? I pulled up another article that had that girl's name in it. Hold on just a second. Where did it go? About her book she just wrote. Oh, here it is. Oh no, what is this? This is not an article. Oh no. Oh, her giblets are still alive on all the hubs. Oh no. Now I feel like I trafficked her a little bit. That was not pleasing. It opened right up on her brown eye. Not the one that winks, but the one that stinks. That's where I dove into this at. Jesus Christ. Back out. What is going on? Close. Don't want to accidentally show that to the stream. Here's another one where she's apparently helping a female friend of hers shave. That seems like a strange one. It's like a group shaving. Very, very strange. Wow, she was in porn not that long ago. Yeah, for real. Like, not that long ago at all. Like, rather recently. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. That is Madison Marquette. That is where we were all called prostitutes. That's why we watched the video. Charlie called us all prostitutes. Hey, Tony, I have a question. I'm fixing to wrap up so you can shout your stuff out. But first, last time we talked to him, I told him that I could do Griftbusters on Thursday if he wanted to. And then I just talked to him, or he was just in the chat the other night talking about Jordan Sather, and said that he hadn't scheduled it yet because we had an issue scheduling it. Could Justice not make it? Are we not doing it Thursday, or are we doing it Thursday?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll ask him. I'll send him a message. Yeah, just want to make sure. Either way is fine with me. I just want to make sure. I didn't know if y'all talked about it again.
Totally perfect. But thanks for having me on, and appreciate it once again.
When you coming back to YouTube?
I've uploaded a couple things.
I know, but you're live. So when you live and on YouTube,
I'm gonna start getting sweet in a couple weeks on them live, son.
That's it.
I think I'm gonna have to do. I think I also am gonna do a live Christopher Walken lesson.
Oh, look out!
On YouTube, so I think that'll be pretty fun, and so I think we're gonna build up to that.
Someone suggested in chat earlier that since I have a Southern accent and I can't do any other impressions, I should just master the Lin Wood impression, just all the time.
You could do one word impressions, like especially like for Morgan Freeman. Like I can't say anything else other than him saying his name.
Ah, I gotcha.
Morgan Freeman. I have to work on it, but I got that motherfucking
It sounds
nailed right there.
yeah, it sounds good. I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, man. Well, we'll talk tomorrow and we'll get it going. And thanks so much, everybody in the chat. Come on, don't be cheap. It puts me to sleep. Let's get this kid some legs. All right, all right. Everybody have a good night.
Oh, don't be hurt. All right, see you, buddy.
Don't be hurt. See you, man.
All right, guys, that's it for me as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. It's 1 a.m. here, so I'm going to hop off for the night. I'll be back for sure here in day after tomorrow. That'll be Friday. Actually, Friday's show might actually start a little bit late, too, because the ball game that was supposed to be on Tuesday got rained out, so they're moving it till Friday. It starts at 7, so that means it doesn't end till 9, but I'll be there for a Friday night show. And we got to get back on the Cold Beer Creations channel. If you're not subscribed in, make sure you go subscribe, because that's where me and Liam hang out. I'm making shit. We're working on some radio-controlled airplanes that are not going so well right now. So I'm going to try to throw together a video, like a montage of like building it. And maybe the first successful flight, which should be coming up soon. And we'll holler at you guys, live stream some of that. Hang out with Liam. I'm going to let him upload some video game footage, too, while we test some stuff over there. So, and Ollie as well, but it'd mostly be Liam, because Ollie's hard to get to do anything unless he wants to. Donate for legs, I guess is what chat's saying. Good luck. I've been hobbling around on one-legged for weeks. Somebody's going to have to pick up the pace. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I got some more downloaded. I got the Froggets while I was we were watching the end of that. I downloaded the Froggets that I had missed. I downloaded Scott's from the last 2 days, and I checked for Brad. I'll have to go find Brad. I didn't get it downloaded, but we'll cover that again. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you for those tips that coming in. Valerie, Jay High Ashbury, Solitaire, Denise. All those went well. Oxy donated on the last show. It just said, "Wake up, beer man," because I was falling asleep. Let me check the, I don't want to miss the coffees. Let me check the coffees, because there was a few coffees that come in. Or buymeabeer.com/cold beer. We had Travis Hudgens. Should we start on Willie Cameltoe? L. Brinkley, a.k.a. Road Dog. Gator Girl does Road Dog's dirty work. You're welcome. L. Brinkley, a.k.a. Road Dog. Keep up the grift. Brent Irwin, payment for grifter trolling. Beer man. And that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for those donations. We'll put them right to a brand new set of legs. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a good night. Oh, I'll grab it then. Thank you, Sue. I'll grab Brad's off YouTube. I guess his website still isn't working. I will grab it. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you in the next one. Friday night.
Here we go, I think I started some shit.
Check out Cold Beer Creations if you want to hang out more, like personal, and it's a small channel. I can interact with chat a lot more, and I just build shit and fuck it up. I am having a lot of fun with these planes. I'm really bad at it, but I use some of the money that we raised on the stream, so I really don't have no money in it, and I haven't broken any of the electronics. I just broken the foam board, and shit like that. So we're doing all right. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking.
Sometimes it's just fun to break that shit. I don't know, getting out some anger and whatnot.
That we're doing no damn research. They rework and copy all the cocks that came first. 9th inning, second string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit, shit and runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird, motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage.
Oh, thanks, Travis. I actually downloaded a really low quality free trainer. I ran it for a few hours this morning, and the flying wing, I could fly the shit out of it. So I'm gonna get another flying wing going and confirm that I can fly it. Then I'm moving back to the Corsair. I started reading it where the Corsair is like a 3D plane, and it's got the throws are fucking crazy and this and that. It's gonna be hard for me to learn on. So I built something a little bit simpler, even though I put a motor too big on it, a prop too big a battery, and it was flying about 70 miles an hour. It was still easier to fly just because the throws and the adjustments and all that shit.
Balls.
Thanks, Sue.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6-inch.
That's right. It took us so long. It took us so long for me to get the flying wing going that when I finally did make the first flight and went all the way down, turned around, came all the way back and landed, like I did just basically one big horseshoe. The neighbor that we didn't even realize was watching us stood up and clapped and said, "It's about time. I was wondering if you guys are ever going to get it. Did you build that?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." It was crazy.
Alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers, cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
I did realize I can still fly the shit out of a drone. I was around a guy who was like early into the drone racing scene, and I used to fly drones all the time, not like racing or nothing, just playing around with him and video footage when I used to market. But I haven't flown a drone in probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. But man, it felt natural. The plane feels like I've never done it before, and I don't understand aeronautics, and don't understand controllers, I don't understand anything. The drone feels like I've been practicing for years and years and years and years, nonstop. I feel like a fucking Jedi when I get a drone in my hands. It's the fixed wing that I'm having trouble with.
My files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. Solid arms and alcohol. Give me a second.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Here we go, I think I